Hare Krishna, dear devotees, happy Krishna conscious morning. So today is 3rd April, Thursday. So we gathered here to continue our discussion on Harinam Cintamani. So before we do that, let's do our invocation prayer. Okay, now you all understand the invocation prayer. So first we're going to invoke the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Then after that, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Srila Gaurakishore Das Babaji, then Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Srila Jagannath Das Babaji, and all the entire Vaishnava community. All entire Vaishnava community. So when we invoke their when we invoke their mercy, so what do you do? Just in your meditation, just meditate that you are offering a beautiful flower garland to them and also a nice flower at their lotus feet, the petals at the lotus feet. And for Srila Prabhupada especially, he loves roses. Just imagine you are making a beautiful garland of roses, either red rose or what they call white rose or whatever, right? So making a beautiful garland and you are putting on his neck. You are adorning him. So then you take all the lotus petals and you're offering to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. And that same meditation also you can do it for all the acharyas. Because once Prabhupada told His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, he said, please get me roses every day. So ever since then, Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, always, every day without fail, he offers roses when he was able. But now his servants are continuing that tradition. That's when I just remember yesterday night that Srila Prabhupada's favorite flower is roses. Okay, so let's do our prayer. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Adam. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sva Parantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Tatvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine. Now Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhana Vidaitai Kripaptai Krishna Sambandha Vignanadaine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dinatarine Rupa Nuga Virta Pasidanta Tuantaharini. Then now Gaura Kishodas Babaji. Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambu Jayate Namaha. Now Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Sri Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. Now Jagannath Das Babaji. Gaura Vir Bhava Bhumestam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha. Now the entire Vaishnava community. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebayo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Se Nama Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avadaram Bhakta Kyam Namami Bhakta Chaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jaitam Suratau Pangur Mama Manda Matirgati Mat Sarvaso Padamboja Radha Madana Mohanao Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpa Drumadaha Srimat Ratnagara Singha Sanasto Srimat Radha Srila Govinda Devo Krishtalivi Sevya Manosmarami Sriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsivata Tatastita Karshin Venur Svirir Gopir Gopinata Yasristuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneswari Vrishabhanustudevi Studevi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, now let's try to chant exactly what we have learned yesterday. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Krishna 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 Swami Namo Ramacharya Padayana 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, dear devotees, welcome. And have you tried chanting the way that we have suggested yesterday? Yes? Anyone? Did you try? How you pronounce Sanskrit, the chanting? Did you try? Anyone?
Yes, Prabhu, I tried this morning also. But,
How was it?
it sounds good, faces good, but then it takes longer time. I think it's more practice.
It takes longer time means?
My chanting is prolonged.
Sorry?
My chanting time is prolonged.
Oh, prolong. Oh, okay, okay.
Because it used to chant Krishna, Krishna, isn't it? So now suddenly like this, so Krishna, Krishna is like putting pause slowly, I think, by practice with you.
Oh, no. No, the sound is but when there's things, you put your tongue on there. So, Krishna, not Krishna.
Okay. I think, okay, all right. We'll try that again.
Let's see how you chant. Let's see.
Just a moment, Prabhu. My hood is on.
What is for?
My hood is on. Okay, this is how I chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Perfect. You got
Oh,
it.
that's not true. Oh, okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Not,
not today, I thought I didn't get it.
Huh?
I was practicing and I thought I did not get it.
Oh, you got it, Mataji. Again, say it again. Chant again.
Like that? Okay. All right. Thanks, Prabhu.
No, so chant again.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, now slowly.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, now your Krishna part is okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Okay, now Rama, you must pronounce Rama, Hare Rama. So Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Fantastic. That's it.
Okay. Thank you,
That's it.
Prabhu.
Like some people say Rama. Rama got different meaning.
Oh,
Rama
okay.
is Rama Devi. That is
Mhm.
also called as a Yoga Maya. That is different.
Okay, okay. All right.
Rama is different. Rama is different. So that's why when you
Ah,
put Rama, there's a dash on top. So
I.
Hare, when you finish with E, the E you can pull the raga. Hare Rama. Drop.
Okay,
Hare Rama. So Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hare
okay,
Hare you can pull. Anyway,
okay,
good.
Prabhu.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Prabhu,
Very good. Very good.
for
Anybody
your
else want to?
guidance. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Anyone else want to share your chanting? How you pronounce? Sadguna Mataji, have you made it?
Yeah, yeah. Shall I,
Mm.
Prabhu?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay,
Hare
again.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Is that
Mm.
okay, Prabhu?
Okay, your Rama part is okay, but Krishna, not Krishna,
Not strong.
Krishna.
That's where I went wrong. Krishna.
So
That's where I learned from
you're
India.
not wrong. You're not wrong. You're correct, but you're trying to go into that real pronunciation. That's all.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay,
for
okay.
instance, what I told you, one Chinese Mataji couldn't pronounce the word R.
Yeah,
She cannot
yeah,
pronounce
yeah.
So, ayo, Tamil, but eventually she did it. So that means
Mm.
take your tip of your tongue, put it
Uh-huh.
at the palate, close,
Ah,
brr, brr,
Kr-
brr,
okay.
brr,
Kr-
brr,
Krishna, Krishna.
brush,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
brush. Okay. But if you cannot pronounce like that, you just remember this thing. Kiru Ishna.
Krishna, Krishna,
Yes, now you got it.
Krishna. Yeah,
Krishna.
Krishna. Okay.
Krishna.
Krishna,
Uh,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
exactly. Exactly.
Krishna. Okay. Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
So that means
Krishna.
your thing,
Krishna.
your lips will come like this.
Yeah.
Krishna.
Krishna. Okay. Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna.
Krishna.
So Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Or sometimes you can even close your teeth. Okay, itu tiga saja. Hare Krishna. You can get the pronunciation better. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Shall I try again, Prabhu?
Yes,
Hare
yes.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Exactly. Now your meditation is when you pronounce that Krishna, think about what you're saying.
Okay.
If you hold the beats, Hare Krishna. Okay, now.
Krishna,
Everybody?
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Concentrate in your what you're saying.
Yeah.
That is Maha Mantra meditation. What you
Ah,
need, no need to think about anything else, no need to do anything. Just concentrate in what you're saying and listen to it very attentively.
yeah.
So that
Last
means,
night I was trying that, Prabhu, practicing like what you said, trying to concentrate on the word. I'm trying to do it. Anyway, thanks a lot, Prabhu. Your guidance is really great. Thank you.
thank you. So this chanting is basically is saying it and listening to it. Okay, no need to look at anything else, no need to look at any, don't need to even this thing. You know something? When you chant like this, even with your eyes open, okay, say like you're sitting in the park and chanting, right? Because I used to do that. I sit in the park. When your attention goes to your pronunciation, you don't even pay attention to anything that walks around you. I'm sitting there, a lot of people are walking around, jogging, singing, dancing, all the in park, all these things happen. But nothing matters to you. Nothing can attract you. You just your eyes open, that means you're looking at a tree, your eyes open. But when you concentrate in your pronunciation, you will absorb in that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So you just go on saying and chanting and chanting and chanting. Whatever things that happen in front of you, it becomes invisible. So that means what happened? You are absorbing yourself into japa, right? That's why they say, if you think you can drive and chant, that means you're not chanting properly. Because the real chanting is you will be absorbed. And once you're absorbed, it's very dangerous to drive. That's why they say, don't chant and drive. There is so many accidents happen, especially in Malaysia also. Okay, especially in Malaysia also, there are so many incidents. People simply chant and drive, and they met an accident. But if you could able to chant and drive, that means you are not absorbing. It's still under namabas, right? It is still under namabas. The chanting should be. Please do understand this thing. The chanting is an exclusive appointment with Srimati Radharani, right? So chanting, it is exclusive appointment. That means you are having an appointment with Srimati Radharani. And when you have that appointment, you are begging her. The chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is actually, we are crying to our mother Radharani. We are crying to mother, begging her, please engage me in your service. It has been since time immemorial, we fell into this material condition of life. For millions and trillions of years, we fell down, and we went through so much of hardship, because we just want to come here and try once to be an enjoyer, but end up we are stuck here. We got entangled here, right? We got entangled here for time immemorial, and the yoga maya and what they call. So this is a correction center. That's what we have read yesterday. This is a correction center. The place that we are is a prison. And once we fall into this prison, we remain here, right? We have been getting punished for our this abominable desire, right? So this thing. So after so many births, varieties, I don't know how many million times you have taken human birth, how many million times you have taken pig birth, how many million times you have taken birth as a wild boar, as a pig, as an elephant, as a snake, even the fly on the stool. When you see a sheep there somewhere, you see the fly will go to sit on it. It takes so much of pleasure in a stool, right? Even you're born in that as that fly. Even when you like open up the stool, say like anything, okay, it's very abominable for me to say that, but I don't need to meditate about it, right? It's so disgusting. But when you see there is some worms in the stool, we also have taken that form. We also were born as a worm in the stool. Just see any living entities around here. And we also were ghost before. We misused our human body. We also have appeared as a ghost. We also have appeared as demigods. We have just taken every 8.4 million species. Every species we have taken out of. So out of some causeless mercy, maybe by the mercy of a devotee, maybe in previous birth I was tadpole. Tadpole, the frog egg. The frog, when it lays the egg. When the thing is open up, it become a tadpole. Right? In Malay we call burudu. Maybe sometimes I always think like that. Maybe I'm a burudu in a drain. And during Radha Yatra, maybe some devotee should have thrown some prasadam, and that prasadam fell into the drain. And the thing became, and I have taken the prasadam, that's why I became a human, but maybe. No, that was my feeling all the while from the last time. I just think, because last time I used to be fascinated with this Gurudu. I love to play with that tadpole. So anyway, so out of causeless mercy, we are some or other fortunate to be born as a human. After we born as a human, we are so fortunate that we born in a, there's a lot of things. If we born in a country where there's no such big problem, like no national calamity, there's no terrible racial fight, religious fight, we are somehow rather peaceful. Then after that, we are so fortunate that we got to know what they call we got to know Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON movement, and also the Hare Krishna. And we are so fortunate we are chanting the holy name, right? And we are so fortunate we got attracted to the holy name. And we are so fortunate that we are chanting 16 rounds daily. Some devotees are chanting 64 rounds. We are very fortunate, you know. So some or other, when you check and see that we are considered the most fortunate one in this entire human population. So that's why we are known as Bhagyavan, the fortunate ones, Bhagyavan, right? So, so once we have taken these, and now we were studying, you know, there's a lot of Vedas. You know, we studied Bhagavad Gita. We did many times, 5 times for a 5 months non-stop, 5 month non-stop back to back. We have studied Bhagavad Gita, Gita again. Then after that, we went into Chaitanya, I mean, what they call Harinam Cintamani, I'm sorry, what they call Isho Upadesha Mrta, Nectar of Instruction. Then we studied the glorious Bhakti Loka by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And some or other, we were inspired to come into this Harinam Cintamani, you know. And this Harinam Cintamani, we are studying it very, very, very detailed. So, if you really see, we are very, very fortunate. We are very fortunate. So, that's why when we are taking this instruction on Harinam Cintamani, and we try to chant all within this thing, right? So don't like drive and chant. Don't see. So we got an exclusive appointment with Srimati Radharani. So with Srimati Radharani, we got that exclusive appointment. We are sitting right in front of her and we are begging her. We are begging her, oh Srimati Radharani, engage me in your service. You know, engage me in the service. How? Hare means internal potency, Srimati Radharani. You know, I want Krishna, right? The all beautiful one, the all beauty. In our human term, we can call Krishna beautiful. Maybe we can say beautiful. He's very handsome. He's very this thing. You know, he's very adorable. He attracts my heart. He attracts my mind. That's it. But he got his attributes unlimited. You know. Then we say Hare Rama. Rama means what? The reservoir of pleasure. So as in a human term, how much we can speak about pleasure? Oh, give me a lot of pleasure. Give me this. Give me that. Sorry. Oh, he's very pleasurable. He's very handsome. He's very, you know. But he has eternal attributes. So when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to this thing very attentively, we are invoking all the eternal attributes of the Lord. And until Srimati Radharani feels well, all right. So you go on saying this, go on calling upon me, this, and I will start to remove all the anarthas. When you start to attain perfection, you start to become really good. Okay, then she say, okay, now you're qualified, right? And that qualification, now you come back home. I will come back to your original status. Original status. Because before we could go to the original status, there are so many other adjustments also given to you, right? Like for instance, well, do you want to now go to what they call? Do you want to go to this heavenly planet? Why not you go to heaven? Enjoy yourself in heaven. No. Okay, now I don't heaven. Why not you go to what place is that? You place to go to this Satyaloka, the place of Brahma. No, I'm not interested. Please take me out of this. Okay, now let's go to Vaikuntha. Right? Look at all varieties of Vaikuntha. Every Vaikuntha is like a touchstone, Cintamani. Right? So, okay, why not you go to the Vaikuntha? Say, no. I want to go to Goloka Vrindavan. Okay? So that means, as long as we start chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we are somewhere or other, we have achieved the liberation. That means, as what we have read yesterday, we can go up to the border. We can go up to the border of this, what I call, we can go up to the border of this material universe. I mean, Viraja river. We can go up to that border just with namas. Just by chanting, not chanting properly, chanting imperfectly, we can go up to that level, namabhas. Okay. Then chanting with namabhas fulfills all varieties of desires. You know, whether it's any material desire, any desire that you have, all varieties of desire is fulfilled. So because Krishna invested all his transcendental energy in that Hare, in this holy name. All right. Krishna also known as Lakshmi Padi. All right, the one that possesses, or the master or the husband of Lakshmi. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we also get all kind of Aishwaryas, all kind of auspiciousness, all kind of distinct from Mahalakshmi itself. So simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just a little Kali Yuga standard opulent of Vishnu. Just Kali Yuga standard, this earthly standard opulent that we can see Vishnu is in form of Tirupati, Venkatachalapam, right? Just imagine in this earthly standard, or in this earthly capability, opulent of Lord Vishnu in the form of Tirupati is amazing. Yes or not? He has ornaments with all diamonds, that we read in Vedas. Oh, it's made of diamond, it's glittering, but we have not seen it. But it is there in Tirupati temple. He has a dress, okay, that's a Vaira Alangar, adorning with diamonds. So from the thing to this tilak to his body, everything full of diamonds. And not an ordinary diamond. Somehow or other, thank God that all this was not seen by the British. They thought up the hill, there's one mountain. What will have there, Maybe they did pay attention. But this is the thing. So that's such an opulence, please. So that kind of opulence and that kind of mercy, the personified mercy is who? Not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All right? The thing of anger for protecting the devotee, uncontrolled anger, Ugram. Ugram means extremely ferocious. Viram, the one that is extremely ferocious. Ugram and his Viram, who is Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu comes in a very, very fierce form. Ugram Vira Mahavishnu. Jvalantam Sarvato Mukam. Sarva means everywhere. Mukam means face. Mukha, in Malaysia we call Mukha. So Jvalantam Sarvato Mukam. He got his face everywhere. Jalantam Sarvato Mukam. Ugram Vira Mahavishnu. Jalantam Sarvato Mukam. Narashimam Bhishanam Badram. Mrityum namami aham. Mrityum. Mrityu means death. Mrityum, even the death personified. The personified of death, even flee looking at it. Right? So that kind of energy, the energy of protecting in the form of nourishing abuse. Right? Dattatreya, Dhanvantri, the form of Vishnu that heals the body, that cures the body. Right? That benefit is there. I give you one example, a real life example. One day, because I told him to come for this class, a devotee from Ipoh had a stroke. He went into coma because of some meningitis or some kind of sickness. He went into coma. Until one day, the mother was poor lady. Some or other, we all have to know that for diapers, it was like basically a cabbage. Until one day, everyone thought he will never make it. All right. But the mother kept the faith. She go on chanting. She is just like. And the best part, when the mother comes to temple, she will dance in ecstasy. She will give a big smile as though nothing happened. That what sometimes amazes me, One side, the sickly husband passed away and the son is like that. But I'd never seen her in an anxiety form. She's always happy. That's what they say. Because Krishna devotee, there's no past, no future. The present. At this present moment, I'm going to glorify the Lord. I glorify the Lord to the maximum. Then she had faith, and suddenly this boy opened his eyes. Then suddenly this boy started to move, and suddenly see, and after some time he started to wake up. After wake up, he was on a wheelchair. He couldn't do anything because he still had a stroke. Right after the coma, he had a stroke. Stroke, then coma. Sorry. Then he haven't come out he came out from the coma, but not stroke. Then after that, he was telling. Then I was telling him, Then he attended my class. I think that time Nanda Devi Mataji also joined that class, when we were talking about chanting holy name, why not we target 64 rounds? Why less? Why this, why that? So we will keep doing that. Chanting the Maha Mantra is our as a main goal. I think it's in Gita Gyan program or some of the program. So that boy taken up this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra very serious. Very serious. So he'll be there, he'll be chanting, and so of course he couldn't chant with the fingers. Then I start to say, you all chant with the clicker. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, clicker. And he start to chant with the clicker. When he start to chant with the clicker, he just tell me, and you know what? He said, after some time, he could able to move his finger, he start to chant with the beats. But because you don't have that clicker, what they call, you don't have that thing, and he start to chant one day 150 rounds. He just go on chanting. He just sit there and just chant 150 rounds. Can you imagine, my dear Prabhus and mothers? 150 rounds every day. When he start chanting and chanting and chanting, suddenly his hands start moving, suddenly the legs start moving, suddenly he could able to stand up. Then he went and walked. He was walking and chanting. He walked, he walked like this. Hare Krishna, it's like, because he came out of it. And so, sorry, he could push his wheelchair. Last time people need to push for him. Now he could push his wheelchair. Then he go on chanting and chanting and chanting until one moment he could able to stand up. He could able to stand up, right? He could able to stand up, but people have to hold him. And I remember there's one devotee in Ipoh, the Chinese couple, Lalita Prema and this what they call Hari Govinda. During that house, they were doing that after their initiation, they did a house prayer. And that time, His Holiness Narasimha Maharaj was in town. Okay, he was in Ipoh, and they were doing this what they call kirtan. So and he tried to get up. He wanted to get up from that. Then I just helped him to get up. I just helped him, just got up. When I took him up, when he started standing, he immediately started jumping. Everybody got a shock because he's a stroke. He couldn't do anything. And he say, "What are you? Stop! What are you doing? What are you doing?" Couldn't control him. That's another person was holding that side. He was jumping and jumping and jumping. We put him back because he was scared that he will fall down. And after that, he took shelter with His Holiness Narasimha Maharaj. All right, taken shelter. Then after that, he went on chanting 150, 150, 150, 180 until there's no space on his counter. He need to use the clicker, and he shoot the clicker. I said, "Oh, you chant 120 rounds, 120 times, not enough, lah. You must chant 108 rounds, 108 one round. Why are you showing me 120? Why are you showing 150? No, Prabhu, this is not 120 or 150 times. This is 120 rounds. I don't have the clicker. I don't have the counter. The counter for how many? Not enough. So I just chant 16, I just click one. I chant 16, I click one. Can you imagine? That eventually he start to his legs start to heal, he start to have the stretcher, and now he's walking without anything. He could able to walk, he can able, but of course he's slow, but he dance, he clap, and he always goes into the ecstasy. The real life thing happened in Ipoh. So one day I will invite him, I will tell him to come and give his testimony. Because yesterday also he asked me, "Hey, you want to share this posting in Facebook?" I said, "Yes." Why not coming to the class? Maybe he's not waking up early or what, I'm not sure. But he is the proof. The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra heals the body. Like what we have understood. I was thinking, oh, it's a miracle. But now, after we read this Namabas, that's when we realized. Because Krishna have invested all potency in that Namabas. And we also read the ghost, what they call? The demons, the evils, the evil spirit, even any of these things will never come near, and they get scared and run away. It's a kind of kavacha, a kind of protection shield that we have around our body when we chant Hare Krishna. Okay, but the most beautiful part of the chanting this, even in Namabas, is somehow or other will be fearless. You know how wonderful to be fearless. If not, you have so much of fear, you have so much of anxiety, you have so much of suffering. As we get older, we get frustrated. Oh, once upon a time, I do it. Now I can't do it. And as we get older and older, our anxiety, our fear of death will start to increase. Oh my God, anything, anytime happen. But as a devotee, when we start to chant Hare Krishna, what is the difference? We can't wait for it. We can't wait for it. When the time comes, then when I close my eyes, I open my eyes, I'll be in Goloka Vrindavan. I'll be playing, I'll be going and taking shelter. I'll go back. And what Prabhupada says that in material world, we are all like a dream. We are still sleeping in Goloka Vrindavan, but actually we are living in a dream world. So something like that. So once we give up here, we open eyes, we go back to our original constitution. What is our original constitution? No one knows. Only can be revealed by the spiritual master. The spiritual master will tell you, what's your original, what is your original form? He will reveal to you. Like Prabhupada revealed to His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. He said, he is one of the associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He will accept 10,000 Bengali disciples. He will learn and speak in Bengali. Right? He will preach in Bengali. Right? And therefore, he went and asked that the minister's son give him Indian citizenship. And they got a shock. You are American, want to give up American citizen, become Indian citizen? He says, anything Prabhupada says. So he accepted Indian citizenship. He lived in India all the while, and his base camp is Mayapur. He's an Indian citizen. Right? American body, Indian citizen. So like that. So only the spiritual master can reveal that Swarupa, they call Swarupa, your original form. Okay. But I just want to find out what is my Swarupa. It's not necessary. But whatever your Swarupa you found out or did find out, but this is we are all chanting Hare Krishna very seriously because we want to end the misery. All right. While we are ending the misery, Hare Krishna Mahamantra going to be very favorable. Can fulfill all the other desires, material desire, even if it's unwanted. It will make you very comfortable so that you can have a conducive moment to chant the Mahamantra. All right. So with that recap, right, with that this thing, and okay, we will continue where we stopped yesterday. So I just briefly explained about that Nama bus. Okay, nice note sharing. Okay. All right. So now, so then also that we will study this Nama bus, right? Without faith, without attention, it gives you a lot of benefit. But what happened when we chant with faith? Without faith itself creates so much of benefit. But what happened when we start to chant with faith, right? So all the things is very successful unless we will. The only thing is we don't perform aparat. Okay, what is aparat? We will discuss today. Right now, we stop here. Abhas, right? So abhasa. Okay, now nama bhasa. Okay, what is abhasa means? So abhasa means a faint light or indirect image. Okay, so abhas means faint light. That means the light which you see now, the sun is shining straight to my face. So when I close all that window and all this, pull the screen, the faint light, that means the light which is very weak, right? Or just at night you put one small bulb. Sometimes they say you shouldn't keep the house, what they call dark. So they put one small tiny bulb, red color, green, especially green color. So it shows a little light. It's a faint. That's why it's called a faint light or indirect image. All right. Abhasa means a faint light or indirect image. It is of two types. There are two types of abhas. Reflected light. Okay. The first thing is reflected light. Okay. And then things obstructed light. Reflected light or obstructed light. There's a two parts of abhas. Okay, the lights. Okay. Similarly, there are two types of faint faith. Faint faith means what? The faith which is not strong. Okay, are you following me? What is faint means? Who don't understand faint? In Malay, faint means we call lemah. Sangat lemah. Got it? Everyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay, right. All right. All right. So faint. All right. So now there are two types of faint faith or lemma faith. Okay, reflected. Okay, it's reflected in how? It's reflected or distorted. Okay, either it's reflected or distorted. Okay, song sang, right? Reflected, that means either it's reflected or distorted means in Malay we call song sang, terbalik. All right, okay. And shadow or partial faith. Either it's shadow or partial faith. Now, from partial faith comes Deem Namabas. So now Haridas Thakur is mentioning using the light. So that means from partial faith, that means I believe and I don't believe. Okay, I follow. All right. Okay, that's it. Okay, I just follow up to one this thing. Okay, that means I have faith. Okay, now I know Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead. Yes. So I should surrender. Yes. Right. So I surrender, Krishna. I surrender to you, but still I have got some desires. You know, still like the faith is not 100%. Being okay, partial faith. Got and don't have partial faith. Like we all, right? So partial faith comes Deem Namabas. Deem Namabas. That means it's like very, very, what they call? Slightly very dim. Dim means what they call lemma, right? Lemma. You see, when you dim the light, you slow down the light. Okay? Deem Namabas, which eventually develops into pure name. Okay? The Deem Namabas will eventually go into pure name or love of God. Okay? This is classed as actual Namabas. This is classed as actual Namabas. So the actual Namabas, when we have faith and like what they call partial, that means we have faith and have material desire. Okay, that means you're not 100%, you still have 50-50, right? Okay. Now, just as clouds obstruct the full brilliance of the sun, right? Just now you see that the sun was hitting me so hard, and now the cloud is covering the sun now. So the clouds of anarthas and the mist of ignorance, or in the jiva's heart, allow only a faint light of the name to enter. You got it? So that means, just like the cloud obstruct the full brilliance of the sun, okay, the cloud anarthas, unwanted desires and all this, and only allow, and the mist of ignorance, mist means fog of ignorance, okay, mist of clouds of anarthas, mist of ignorance, okay, in the jiva's heart, allow only a faint light, only a faint light, little benefit goes into it. Okay, now, though having the opportunity to take pure faith, now, even though that person have an opportunity to take a pure faith, you have that opportunity. Other living entities take a distorted faith. When you have an opportunity to take a full faith, but other living entity prefer to take the distorted faith, okay, which is compared to light reflected from water. Wow. See how, okay, I mean, so is it now? Distorted faith means the compared to the light reflected in the water. When you go to the pond, you shoot upside down, distorted. Because it's a shadow, right? Distorted. So that means the faith is like the light reflected on the water. The light is broken and the image is not intact. All right? Image is not intact. That means when you see the light there in the water in the pond, it's broken and the image is not clear because of the wave, right? The thing. When people with distorted faith receive the holy name, all right? When the people with distorted faith, okay, receive the holy name, the name that they take is also distorted. All right? Even the person who have a distorted this thing, when they receive the holy name, even the name is also distorted. Right? So now it's like this. When the person receives the holy name, okay, anyway, I don't go into that topic. Okay, anyway, so also distorted. Such people are characterized by deeply rooted desire for enjoyment. These are the people who are characterized. Okay, that means they take the faith distorted, the mantra is distorted way, So that means they characterize as by deeply rooted desire for enjoyment and liberation. Okay. To the extent that they strive day and night to fulfill their desire for enjoyment and liberation. Sometimes we see that even in a devotee, right? Even we see the devotees who have taken initiation, who are these, no, they still can go on working day and night. They're working day and night, and after that they go for part-time job. All right, even though they have accepted the name, all right, but even the name that they accepted this thing, but still they have this kind of medicine, they are still considered distorted because they still have they strive day and night to fulfill their desire for enjoyment. Okay, because such people may use the name, they may appear to have faith in the name. Because such people may use the name, that means they chant properly. They may appear have faith in the name, but that is not actual faith. So now we have to check and balance, right? So I have been initiated devotee or what, I'm on the way to initiation or what, or whatever it is. Where do I stand? Am I distorted or do I have a faint faith? All right. We check and balance our own self. If one takes to the name, but if one takes to the name with that faith, no matter how long one continues, one will not progress for purification. Okay, one will not progress for purification, but will remain at the same perverted stage continually. All right. That means even that person who have taken the distorted distinct, they will still remain in the same place, no matter how long one continues. He will not progress for purification, right? Sometimes you see devotees also, right? All right, we see that so many years in practice, but still they have some anarthas. That means they still have that kind of strong desire and all these kind of things. That means we understand. Okay, but do remember we are studying this not to pinpoint on others. We are not trying to be we are not trying to check on others' ability. We are doing this to perfect ourselves, perfect our sadhana, perfect our bhakti. So now, if I am distorted, I have to come out of it. If I am this faint desire, I have to come out of it. So we are studying this just to improve our sadhana, not to pinpoint or not to identify other people's fault. Okay, do remember this. So you must remember this, right? So we will remain in the same perverted stage continually. So if you are not going to be sick, you're going to remain there in state. But such practice usually leads to Mayavada mentality sometimes. And finally, one becomes a cheater. Okay? That is, if a person who have the distorted idea, when they start, sometimes we see, right? I don't mention even in Ipoh, so we got a lot of examples. They have a perverted distinct until that person go on chanting, even despite being initiated, but still he's practiced other things like, other varieties of vows, prayer, everything he does. And some or other is with the Mayavadi and this Tattvavadi. So it's a very confused situation, right? So such practice usually leads to Mayavada mentality. And we are reading, but I've seen it I've seen it, right? I was thinking, how come a devotee was so so super duper senior, still to do things. But if you go and talk to him, he will speak to you like Mayavadi philosophy, right? And after that, finally, he becomes a cheater. Okay, but being a cheater, I have no idea about that, right? I have not idea, but I have not seen that. But the Mayavada mentality, it is there. So such a person thinks that holy name is simply means of higher end. And by such mentality, the glory and power of the holy name become lost, right? They only result in offense. Okay, we must understand that. Even though that we understand by chanting the holy name of Krishna, we're going to achieve all perfection, we're going to achieve everything success in life, your health, your monetary, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, you want to have a good spouse for the children, everything is there, right? So for karmi, they pay attention to that. Oh, if I chant Hare Krishna, I'm going to get this. Okay, I chant Hare Krishna for that purpose. All right. But for a devotee, what we say, well, that is a side effect. There's a side effect on my path of bhakti. That's it. So I don't pay attention. It comes. It will come. But when it comes, I will just use it for Krishna. Yukta Vairagya. but I'm not going to pay attention to that. Okay, that is called side effect. So what are the side effects as a devotee? Huh? If you are, if say like for instance, okay, I'll give you one extreme example. Now I am a full-time devotee staying in the temple, right? So I am engaging my full senses in the service of Krishna. Right? I'm serving day and night. That means waking up early in the morning, I'm doing my 64 rounds japa. Then after that, I'm going and talking to people about this spiritual life. Then I'm doing this house program. I'm distributing books. I'm doing Harinam Sankirtan and everything, and the day finishes. Then again, I wake up. So you are acting in this pure devotional service. You are doing it, day in and day out. Okay. But what is the side effect? What is the side effect? The side effect, even that you perform this bhakti, the side effect is you will have a very delicious lunch. You will have a very delicious breakfast. You will have a very delicious dinner. In temple, the food is not delicious because we're offering to Krishna. We can say, oh, I got hypertension, so I reduced my salt. Oh, I got diabetic, I reduced my sugar. For Krishna, you have to give the best. Right? And after that, who honors? The devotees honors the prasadam. So that means you are practicing pure devotional service. The side effect of the devotees or the add-ons of that spiritual life, it is you're going to have a fantastic, delicious prasadam. You will have a place to stay. You got everything is add-on. Right? Just like that. When we know that we are that. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we know that our body is taken care of, but we are not bothered actually about that. Right? All right. So we know Krishna will take care of it. Krishna will look after it. Because the part of that, the package plan, right? The package plan of this. All right. Like for instance, there's one provider, right? The internet provider. What company is that? When you take the plan, they give you it comes with like a Astro type of TV, cable TV, right? Cable movie. It's part of the package. Whether you use it or not, it's part of it. If you have a TV, you can connect, you watch like a kind of Astro kind of things with no extra charges, all included. So there is some extra add-ons are here and there. So like that. So when we chant Hare Krishna, then we have all these add-on. But the add-on is something that we are not really paying attention. All right. So now let's look at this. Here is the difference between the real namabhas, where due to this obstruction, the effect of the holy name are felt faintly. So that means because of all this obstruction, we are feeling the taste very faintly, or we call as distorted namabhas. In real namabhas, so that means in real namabhas, many anarthas may be generated out of ignorance. Okay, that means in a real namabhas, that means there is many anarthas, unwanted desires may generated out of ignorance. It will come out, and weakness of the heart. But all these effects can be cleared and by continual chanting of the name. So when we can go on chanting, that means the real namabhas, that means you are chanting, we have all these things. We can just go on chanting. Sometimes I've got a weak desire. I've got weak in my heart, looking at some other things, sense gratification. But still, if you go on chanting, it can be distinct. But however, a distorted namabhas born from cheating knowledge, offenses simply increase. This is not called namabhas, but nama aparadh. Now you see the difference? Namabhas is the chanting with offense. When you have all the fault in your body, you have all this nonsense desire. Like I said to the girl, ones who love to eat pork, who love to drink alcohol. I said, go and chant Hare Krishna. Put the pork in your mouth and chant Hare Krishna. It's namabhas, right? But eventually, so that means this is the one that anarthas. That means all the anarthas that because of weakness. But by continuous chanting, that girl just chanted 20 rounds, all the habits fly away. All the things as you go on chanting and chanting and chanting. So eventually, all the anarthas will go. But the distorted is what? The cheating knowledge. Offenses. That means you cheater. You cheat on the knowledge. And offenses keep increasing. Right? So they love to go and criticize everything, cheating and everything. They just, okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Oh, see, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, Prabhu, you know what? I'm chanting 64 rounds, 200 rounds, bro. I'm great. You are trying to tell me that 16 rounds, this is called cheating mentality. Okay. When this kind of cheating, distorted, remember, distorted means like the image on the pond, on the water, or the light on the water, reflected on the water, right? Even there's a tree and there's a pond, it's reflected, but the tree can be seen clearly, but the pond, the reflection cannot be seen clearly because the reflection will still got the same color, same everything, but cannot see because of the wave, because of that thing, because of the wind, what do you call current? What is the word? A wave? When you drop the thing, will go up. Forgetting all my scientific terms. Okay, anyway, I believe you understand. So, you can see, but you are seeing it distorted. All right. So, what we understand from here, the distorted namavas is born from cheating knowledge of and offenses and simply increase. And this is not called namavas, but called as nama aparad. Okay, yes, Vivan.
Krishna Prabhu, Pranam. Prabhu, cheating. I still cannot understand what they mean by cheating knowledge, Prabhu.
Cheating knowledge means it is, see, you are supposed to, cheating knowledge means, okay, I'll say it from my understanding. Cheating knowledge means to misinterpret the Gita, misinterpret this thing, the Bhagavatam, or the Shastra, in other words. All right. So, in like, let me, for instance, I don't want to mention the word because I don't want you to look at it. Because some of you are very inquisitive. What is that? You definitely want to go look at it. All right. Today I got an email about, I'm not sure. I mean, please forgive me, Krishna, but I'm not saying anything. I'm not trying to offend or what. But in my opinion, that is not pure devotional service, right? I got an email. There's one part of Srimad Bhagavatam. One part of Srimad Bhagavatam was extracted out, and that part is actually the protection mantra, the one that this thing. All right. If the title is going to be protection against all other things, it's okay, fair enough, I agree. But the title, it says for success. Wait, let me see. Let me see the title. Show me the title. Oh, Krishna, I hope I'm not offending. I'm just saying it out of my. Where's my email? Success, prosperity. Oh, Krishna is not showing me. Okay, I can't find it. So did I delete it? B. I believe Trump, absolute sentient foundation is another nonsense. Okay, I can't find it. But anyway, in that title, okay. It is, oh, sorry. It says that book that for success, protection, success, and prosperity, or something like that. So this is to utilize to take out certain things. Of course, the intention may be for you to take up that reading, that at least you're engaging indirectly in Srimad Bhagavatam. But sometimes when you use that knowledge to cheat others, you use the knowledge to cheat others. Huh? So the cheating knowledge. So that means you are, even to cheat others, it takes a skill, right? It takes knowledge to cheat others. So that means you start to attract to all the cheating knowledges, all these nonsense, all the thing. That's the increase, right? Sometimes you dress up in this mendicant form and go and cheat others and start to quote from Bhagavad Gita, from Bhagavatam for all these kind of things, that what you should, but for the purpose of cheating. You got it? Vivan?
Okay. So,
Yeah, you got it or not?
it's something like mental speculating on the things that we reading. We look at the knowledge with our own perspective. Is it?
Yes. Like mental speculation and but the mental speculation is your own belief system. See, for instance, when we are in conversation, I tell even I don't believe in God. I believe that God is only light. That is my perception. Okay. But here we are talking about cheating knowledge. Cheating knowledge means what? To go and cheat others. All right. So distorted namabas born from cheating knowledge. That means to study something which is not relevant. Like I got a devotee friend who are doing very well, but suddenly he like to go and bought one whole collection of Kena Upanishad. So this kind of knowledge which is not necessary. Right? And when that thing happened, now he's no more practicing devotion. So some or other is out. All right. So these are the things called nama aparat. Aparat means offending, cheating, right? You are cheating. That means if you are cheating yourself, it's different. I'm cheating myself. But this is offending. That means learning something against that. Okay, like for instance, studying about the Ritvik. Right? What is the Ritvik philosophy? What a Ritvik is trying to say. So all these things are all called cheating knowledge. And by that, offenses simply increase. Okay? And by doing that, this is not called as namapas, but it's called namapra. You got it, women? Sometimes you go online, read about this the philosophy that criticize all the devotees, Prabhupada disciples, and all these are cheating knowledge. You have to be very careful. So we are not still no more and under this innocent namabas. We are guilty of nama aparat. It's very important. Okay. So it's 9:06. Shall we take a short break? Okay, we take a short break and we'll continue maybe after 2 minutes. All right, Hare Krishna. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so this is not called namabas, namaprat, which is called distorted. This thing. Okay, now the next thing. The Mayavadis consider Krishna, his name, form, lila, and qualities to be false and perishable. Okay, the Mayavadi feels that the form, his name, Krishna, form, lila, qualities, everything is perishable. Okay, and perishable. So all these things is not eternal. All right, it's only temporary. Like one example is they say that in Bhagavad Gita, okay, there's a Mayavadi comments on Bhagavad Gita is, well, Krishna and Arjuna is there, but the thing inside Krishna is talking to the thing inside Arjuna for our understanding. But actually Krishna and Arjuna doesn't exist. The what they call the light or the person or the personality, something like that. All right. So that means they consider Krishna, his name, form, lila, and qualities to be false and perishable. On this ground, they will never receive love of God. Okay, because such a path leads to the opposite direction from the path of devotional service or bhakti. Thus, there can be no real compromise between the two paths. That means there's no real compromise. You cannot compromise. That means you cannot say, I'm half Mayavadi, half Bhakti. It doesn't work that way. Either this or that. Okay, there's no compromise. The Mayavada philosophy is considered to be enemy of Bhakti. Please remember this. That's why we always try to avoid Mayavada. Because when we start to accept the Mayavada philosophy, right, the philosophy of Nirvana, that doesn't exist, nothing exists, right, Upon leaving the body, everything destroys, or you merge into the light. All right, it's considered enemy to the bhakti, and its followers are considered the greatest offenders. Okay, so the followers of this kind of way of life, even they can be very pious. They can be very, very pious people. They can be very pious. They can do help people. They can do a lot of charity or whatever it is, but they are still considered the greatest offender. Actually, the holy name never comes from the mouth of these people. They cannot pronounce this thing, okay? Although the syllables may be heard, that means they can hear the mantra, but the holy name with all its transcendental potency does not reside there. So even they are listening, but they are listening to the thing that is, it doesn't come. It's just like a name. We know the name has potency, but to them, the potency, the name will enter their ears without anything. It's just like nothing. Okay. So the Mayavadi chanting the name in this way, simply goes to hell because he thinks that the name is temporary and material. So sometimes the Mayavadi also will start to sing, chant these kind of things, So what happened? That thing, the name is temporary and material, okay, and simply goes to hell. And imagine Mayavadi who believes that God is no form, everything is perishable, and Nirvana, after death, everything doesn't exist. Nir means nothing, Vana means place, the place of nothing. These are the greatest offender and they go to hell. And imagine when you are in the society of a person who calls himself as God, the one that calls himself as God, what will happen? That means you are quoting his name. We are all chanting Hare Ram, but they are chanting Sai Ram. Okay, Sai, who is a Ram. So that is all greatest offense. All right. So imagine. So while chanting the name, the Mayavadi desires enjoyment and liberation. By being so deceptive of the chanting with motivation, he receives only pain for all his troubles. All right. So at this place, the Maya, the holy name will only cause him pain for all his troubles. If by the mercy of the devotees, right? By the mercy of the devotees, right? When this kind of Mayavadi, all right, he by association with the devotee, what happened? Now, then he can give up the aspiration of bhukti and mukti and accept his position as servant of Krishna. Okay, bhukti means buddhi, knowledge, intelligence. Buddhi. Then mukti, liberation. When they can give up this aspiration for bhukti and mukti and accept the position as a servant of Krishna and being repentant and obedient, he can receive the real name and realize actual knowledge of Sambandha Jnana. All right. So that's when he received the real name and realized the actual knowledge, okay, of Sambandha Jnana, the understanding of relationship with Krishna, And sometimes we have seen, right, the people from many background, all right, like for instance, now we have here Rusan Mataji who are from Brahma Kumari. Brahma Kumari is considered a Mayavadi disciple. But because of a mercy of a devotee, somehow or other she came here and she accepted Krishna, and now she's attending our classes, and now I think she's chanting. Yes, she's chanting, and she has already speak. Yes, Rusan Mataji.
Hey, Prabhu, this is Zoom class.
Huh?
We upload to the YouTube. It's no good. Your words is will everyone's heard it. I came to the philosophy. I know I can feel their base is not there. Something is missing part inside them. They are not. You can feel this different that you're really pure from the heart. Like yesterday, I received your Krishna. Like you tell them how to pronounce everything by really receive it from your heart. Like it's melt, the heart will melt. I didn't have the feeling from them. That's why I noticed something is missing. That's
Yes.
why I come to ISKCON.
Yes, yes. Yeah, but how you came by a devotee, right?
Not came by DOD. They still calling me 2 days ago. Are you coming back to the international something else? Why you are
Uh-huh.
not to the this thing?
Yeah. That shows you know how fortunate you are. You know, you are there, but yet you had that higher intelligence. You had that
You know,
higher intelligence. Yeah.
really pulling me back. The international, the KL one, the center, everyone's calling, keep calling. I talked to them. There's 2 days ago. I say, do you know how to serve the Lord? Even though you say the philosophy in between of laws is okay, yours is the highest one. So I told them how you cultivate the love. Wow, they stop. I told them you must do everything in front of they first. When you eat, they come first, not you come first.
Mm.
Everything is the Lord first. Can you do this? Maybe, yeah, from the first 2 days or the first beginning, you can. But in the end, can you take out this kind of love to everyone? Not everything can be that's pure bhakti. The bhakti is not from the words, from the heart and the behavior. People can feel it deep
Mhm.
inside.
Yes.
Mm,
Fantastic. Wonderful realization. That's the thing, you know. So then what they said,
they get quiet.
okay, maybe they start to think already. Hey, that makes sense, you know. That makes sense, you know.
I don't know. I just saw them. I feel that I just with them 3 months and 3 months they have no philosophy. It's just pictures, everything. When they start on the stage, they
Mhm.
cannot scam you. They have no philosophy to scam your money.
Yeah, yeah. But another thing, if you really notice, is what I mean, from what you're saying, that's why they call that as dry philosophy.
Very dry. Everyone you can see, they just end up what they do is uh, make the highest VIP person gather with them, focusing them, and then make them to the like Facebook and all that to spread their kind of things. Maybe, yeah, they are very good on and highest, but you can see the way they are track people is like they have no lot philosophy to melt people. They only
Mm-hmm.
can use the words continue and continue. All inside is empty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
Really
Well,
empty.
yeah, that's the thing. And you know how fortunate you are, Mataji, somehow or other you end up here. You're considered very lucky lah, among all that.
Yeah, one side of eyes, when I lead me, I met the Prabhu, the old devotees. He came out from the building. I just in the building. We are eyesight contract. You
Mm,
see me and I see him. And then after all, he went out and he here and I'm entering the building. So we just um message each other only. And now he given me because the Muli is the main philosophy they are reading is a lot of Arjuna and the other things is mentioned. And I asked the senior, they all keep quiet. They pretend they pretend a
mm,
lot. So they pretend that something is missing. You go to the other side, the gal, they are keep quiet because they had nothing to explain. Just follow
yeah,
this kind of thing. So you can see the whole senior collapse. The whole
Hmm.
senior, no one going there. Everyone's, but so what is it? All is sleeping. Sleep.
Ah.
Yeah, what is this? You really have a God there. We are mercy. You have a mercy from God. Why you sleep?
Hmm.
The senior
Yeah.
all sleep. No.
Correct. Makes sense. Why you sleep?
Yeah, I know they. Why you sleep? They are saying they sleep is because of they're with their relationship or love of God. I said, why I giving them FOC, FUC.
Okay.
The God is there. Why you sleep? Why you sleep?
Okay.
Continue the class.
So, dear devotees, I hope all of you have heard the conversation. It says that, how much of questioning that started. So, because as you know that uh, the philosophy of this Mayavadi philosophy is very dry, very dry. They don't have sambandha. There's no relationship. That's what she said. You see the love of God. So when you receive the love of God, what do? You sleep. Because that's the idea. They want to merge into the Brahma Jyoti. They want to merge into the light and sleep. And just merge into that. Just go in and remain there. Right? So like that. Okay. Then what happened? They repentant and obedient and can receive the real name and realize the actual knowledge of Sambandha Jnana. Then, by constantly chanting the name, tears will come in his eyes. All right. When we start to, when the Mayavadi start to receive this kind of thing, when he constantly chant, the tears will start to come in our eyes. The mercy inherent in the name will come, and his true nature, prema bhakti, will also become manifest. Will also manifest. All right. So that's the thing. So these are the people who are distorted, may not have opportunity in this thing. Okay. Now, but the Mayavadi who holds both Krishna and the position of the Jiva as Krishna's servant are temporary, imaginary, is an offender against the name. Right? Sometimes when you see the Mayavadi holds both the Mayavadi philosophy and hold the Krishna and the position of the Jiva as Krishna's servant, they also believe that, but are temporary and imaginary. These are they find that position of Jiva as Krishna's servant. Okay, it is temporary, imaginary. These are the people is also an offender against the name. All right, and now what happened to them? They dwells in deep hole of misfortune. They will go into a deep hole of misfortune. So since the name is a desire tree, now since name is a desire tree, what is desire tree? Can anyone tell me? Since the name is a desire tree, what is desire tree?
Kalpa Vriksha tree, Prabhu.
Kalpa Vriksha. So Kalpa Vriksha tree. And I imagine, so who is another, why the holy name is Kalpa Vriksha? Even? Or anyone? Do you remember? The first day we spoke about it. Why is Kalpa
Because it can offer you everything, Prabhu.
Yes.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, everything, Prabhu.
Okay. Then what is the difference between Surabhi cow? Surabhi cow also can give you, I mean, not Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, it give you treasure. All varieties of treasure, yes or not?
Yes, Prabhu.
So what is the difference? Why Kalpa Vriksha? No, why not Surabhi cow?
Surabhi cow can be owned only by rishis, Prabhu.
Okay. Then Kalpa Vriksha?
Kalpa Vriksha, I cannot recall, Prabhu.
Anyone else? Want to try? Why Kalpa Vriksha tree? Desire tree? Vaishnava Prabhu?
I'm not so sure.
Right. Okay, there's a message here. Yes, very good. Skanda Balan Prabhu, fantastic. Anybody can have it. Kalpa Vriksha, anyone can have it. Example, you go there, you go to Kalpa Vriksha, anybody go there with a desire, it will be fulfilled. Anyone. There's no discrimination. But Surabhi cow only can be owned by the Rishi. And the Rishi will decide who can have that benefit from Surabhi cow. It is not openly available for everyone. But Kalpa Vriksha is openly available for everyone and freely gives out treasure. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is equated with Kalpa Vriksha, because he openly gives his mercy to everyone. Very good, Prabhu. Very good. So now, since the name is a desired tree, so that means it can give everybody benefit. Okay, but and it also gives the Mayavadi's desire for merging in the Lord's effulgence. That means even the name can also give Mayavadi his desire of merging into Lord's effulgence. So now, out of 5 types of liberation, okay, that means 5 types of liberation is there. So one of it is called Sayujya, or merging gives merging, all right, merging into the what they call into the light, all right, merging, right? Out of 5 types of deer, what we call Sayujya or merging, it gives reliefs from pains of the material ocean. Okay, it gives relief. Yes, you go there, you of course all your material suffering will release, but extinguishes one's own identity as well. This is very important. Extinguishes one's own identity. See that all of us have identity. All of us are unique. Okay. So every one of us are individual living entity. All right. So every one of us are individual living entity. Just like this. Right. So this is the Brahma Jyoti example. Okay, I just draw it here. Right. This thing. So every one of us we are all individual living entities. All right. So we are all unique. We are not equal. Right. We are unique, and you have your own identification. Okay, you have your own identification. Right. For instance, I am individual here. I'm individual everywhere. Even I remain individual once I go back home, back to Godhead. That's why our company is unique. The way we look, you see, everything is unique. All right. So what happened when this individual merge into this? What happened? What happened to the arrow? All right. Say like, for instance, this individual. All right. Let me show you here. Right. Say like this person here. He merges himself into the light. So merges into the Brahma Jyoti. What happened? Can anyone tell me? Merge. What happened? What happened?
He loses his identity.
Exactly. He go in and disappear. Right? He goes in and disappears. Okay? He goes in and just simply disappear. You go in and just be nothing. All right? So that is not something good, because all of us are individual. We all have individuality. So all these things, we just go in and just disappear. That's what it's mentioned here as, right? All right? Extinguishes one's own identity. We will lose our own identity. So now illusion man thinking there will be happiness in that state. He thinks that he can go and get happiness. Please underline, he only receives shadow of happiness. You go there, you think you're going to get happiness, you only get shadow of happiness. You know, just imagine. Have any one of you been to a place where the night is almost 20 hours, the day is almost 4 hours? Have you all experienced that kind of situation?
Yes, Prabhu.
Which country, Prabhu?
Finland. Ujung, Finland, Prabhu.
Okay, Finland.
Near the North Pole.
Okay, near the North Pole. All right. How about others? I think Rusan Mataji, I think you are from Japan, right? Have you experienced that?
No, Japan don't have this.
No, I was in Japan. I felt it.
Maybe
Where
January.
during this one, you start to have daylight. The sun start to rise at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Early in the morning, 2 o'clock, the sun rises, and the sun sets at 8 p.m. You have not seen that before?
No.
Or maybe during that time, you start to have more long day hours. when I went to this Japan, when I was in Japan, at around 1:30, 2 o'clock, the sun starts to rise early in the morning. You know, when the sun rises at that early, you know, what happened? I couldn't sleep. And the time comes around 6 o'clock in the morning. It is also already considered like a midnight, midday sun. And the sun sets at 8 p.m. 8 to 9 p.m. it sets. So the night is only for 3 hours. You know how frustrating when you are there, the sun rises so early and you're staying in the sun. Oh my God. You know, I took up my japa, chanting back, and I start walking around until policemen stop me. Anatawane. Then I say, what are you talking? I say, at 2 o'clock in the morning, what are you doing outside? I say, sun, no, sun. And that guy became very confused. I say, sun, no, sun. I said, hey, look at what is wrong with the sun? What is wrong? I said, then someone the fellows are confused. Go back. Don't walk on the street. You know, it's like that. How frustrating to be in light. Even I was there during that period, I think it's around this thing. No, I came back. People thought whether I came back from Africa or Japan. They couldn't believe I'm from Japan because I became black. It's terrible sunburn. And that time there was a terrible environment, and people also died of a heat stroke. That was the time where the Japan was experiencing the highest sunshine. Right? Then there's another season like what Vaishnava Prabhu said. Where did I experience that? I experienced that at I think in London, as it said. Okay, the sun sets at 3 o'clock in the evening.
Ireland.
Right? Prabhu?
Ireland.
It sets at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. already dark. And the sun rises at 12 noon. 12 4. There's roughly around 4 hours sunlight. Can you imagine? The whole night, everything is night. You know, the sun rises only for 3-4 hours. So, how can we be this thing? It's only a shadow. Just imagine in this material world itself, we couldn't tolerate a prolonged night. We couldn't tolerate a prolonged day. Okay, we don't talk about night, we talk about day. Because I was staying there in Japan for 3 months during that moment. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. You know, the sun rises until I need to put my, what they call, the sleeping, something like that. You know, if not, the sun starts to rise. Yeah. So it rises at 2 and whole day you are in the sun, you know, it's always fully bright. Imagine when you go and merge into that. 24 hours, rest of the creation, you are in brightness. How la? It doesn't make sense. You go there, you say you go and sleep in the light. How can you sleep when it's so bright? You know, if anybody wants to do that, maybe they should go to this kind of country, you know, where they're going to experience 24 hours sunlight, especially in Japan, because the sun was high and it's hot. When you talk about North Pole and South Pole, the sun will be 24 hours, 6 months daylight, 6 months night. Even the daylight is not so cold. It's not so hot. And imagine hot and the sun is rise, right? So receive only shadow of happiness. They are not getting the real happiness, only shadow. For in that state, forgetting Krishna completely, they cannot obtain service in eternal bliss and knowledge, which is the perfection of life. All right? So they can't receive anything perfect. If one has no bhakti, no love for Krishna, no constant faith, conviction in Krishna, how can one attain real happiness? Haridas Thakur is asking the question. How can one, that means first is, when one has no bhakti, no love, no constant faith, constantly no faith, and no conviction. That means you're not convinced in Krishna. How can one attain real eternal happiness? In summary, one who is at the stage of Namabhas. Okay, the summary is one who is at the stage of Namabhas, who does not accept the Mayavadi philosophy, okay, nor is heart contaminated or weakened by its influence, That means not accepting Mayavadi philosophy, not even under influence of them. What happened? The full glory of the sun is not visible when covered by, okay. In summary, one who is the stage of Namabhas, that means those who are in the stage of Namabhas, right? Namabhas means, that means the offensive stage, does not accept Mayavadi philosophy. Sorry, does not. Those in the stage of Namabhas does not accept the philosophy of Mayavadi, or his heart is contaminated or weakened by its influence. Okay. Now the next thing is, full glory of the sun is not visible when covered by clouds. But when the clouds are removed, the sun shines in full glory. Just in this manner, when a person receives knowledge of the actual nature of the name, that means when a person receives full knowledge of the actual nature of the name by the mercy of Guru, when the ignorance and anarthas causing namabhas, that means the ignorance and anarthas that causing namabhas are dissipated. That means dissipated means it's gradually thrown out, it's gradually moved out. All right, it's dissipated. Okay, dissipated by what? By sambandha jnana. Sambandha jnana means the relationship, the knowledge of the relationship, and sadhana. Sadhana means practicing of devotional service, right? Sadhana of proper chanting. Sadhana of proper chanting. Okay, sadhana of proper chanting. Okay, when we start to chant, that namabhas. Now please underline this statement. That namabhas can be transformed into Shuddhanam. So that means when you do this, that namabhas, the offensive chanting, can be transformed into a pure chanting. Pure chanting. At which stage one will receive the full brilliance of the name in the form of prema. Right? That's when a person will receive the full brilliance of the name in the form of prema. So like when we just studied, I just inspired about the sun. The sun is very pleasurable in the morning. All right. The sun is very, what they call, what is the word? Not comfortable in the afternoon. Not very comfortable in the afternoon. Right. And the sun, and in the evening, the sun becomes dull. It is very dull in the evening. Right. So the best time to enjoy the sun, it is early in the morning, when the sun is about to rise, when the environment is still cool, very cold, cold environment with some mist and fog and dew. When the sun starts to rise, all the mist are getting evaporated, and the sun reflects the mist, and it looks like a shiny, like all that, what they call, like a gold dust. Okay, so that is the brilliance of the name of the form of prema. So the sun is there, but it's very pleasurable. All right. But for those who are karma kandi, those who are in this thing, the sun is the it's like afternoon sun. Right. It can fulfill all desire because at the time the passion is high. At the same time, it's very scorching heat. 50-50. But for Mayavadis, it is like the sun in the evening, when the sun is about to set, setting into darkness. That giving up, finishing his job and going into darkness. The environment is becoming dark. That's a time, it's called twilight zone, twilight. Right? At that moment is a moment that is very, very frustrating. Right? So it can be very dull, correct? Very dull. And people are naturally will be dull. Even those who are sitting at home doing nothing, at that moment they will be automatically become dull. Right? And people are coming away from, they will be very dull, they'll be very relaxing at that moment. Very dull environment. That is the Mayavadi philosophy. Right? This is my own understanding after reading all this. Okay. Just giving an analogy for your nourishment. I mean, not for my nourishment actually. So now, Therefore, whoever carefully avoid the company and influence of Mayavadi, then take shelter of the pure name and serves out of love, will become fully satisfied in full perfection. That is the Lord's instruction. Okay. Now, after that, whoever accepts the instruction is a fortunate soul. Now, Haridas Thakur is mentioning, whoever accepts this instruction is a fortunate soul. But whoever rejects it, it is a rascal who will not be delivered up for 100 million births. Right? Whoever accepts the instruction are considered very fortunate soul, and whoever rejects this instruction is a rascal. What is rascal means? First, we are talking about fool, idiot, stupid. This all a kind of foolishness. But the one who are chronically foolish, the one who are extremely stupid, right? What we use the word rascal. Rascal means those who are extremely stupid, extremely ignorant. Okay, the term we call as rascal, right? So whoever rejects it, it is a rascal. And these people will not be delivered for 100 million births. Oh, Krishna. Right? Just imagine 100 million births. In every birth, you live 100 years, say in a human form. How much? How many yugas? Count and see. 432,000, 427,000 years down the road, this Kali Yuga is over. The new millennium will start. Satya Yuga will start. Right? And Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, one round is how many? Right? 432 million. 4,032,000. Yes, 10% is Kali Yuga. Okay. 4,032,000. Something like that. So how many rounds you're going to take? Satya Yuga, Dwapara, how many? This one round is called one kalpa. For 100 million, how many kalpa? And say in every birth you live for 100 years. Oh Krishna, finish. So it is not worth taking such a risk. And when a person attracted to that, we understand these are the people who are the most unfortunate. Daritriyam. Daritriyam pudichanaga. Daritriyam. Daritriyam means very inauspicious. Very, very inauspicious. They have done some kind of severe karma. What? They are extremely daritriyam. All right? Extremely inauspicious. Okay? So to state in other way, one should simply give up bad association and take shelter of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. So even associating with this kind of Mayavadi, with this kind of things, it is also still considered is a wrong association. Bad association. Other than Mahaprabhu's feet, other than, okay, now it says other than Mahaprabhu's feet, other than his mercy, there is no way. Thus Haridas conclude his explanation of Namabhas. One who takes shelter the lotus feet of Haridas will sing incessantly the glorification of the name title Harinam Cintamani. So, with that, so those who take, that means we have to take conclude this explanation. One who takes shelter at the two lotus feet of Haridas Thakur will sing incessantly. That means you start to recite and sing the glorification of the name entitled Harinama Cintamani. Now we are starting chapter 4. Blasphemy of Vaishnava. Very important chapter. What will destroy your bhakti from the root? Okay. Now it's 9:47. We just take a 2-3 minutes break, then we continue. Okay, because I don't want to stop halfway of this. So we just continue until 11 o'clock. Right? So let's take a short break. Hare Krishna. Okay, now we are coming to the most important part of this Harinam Cintamani. Okay, chapter 4, blaspheme of Vaishnava. We have to be very, very, very careful because Nama Prabhu is very merciful, but at the same time, Nama Prabhu is very sensitive. And when a blasphemy of Vaishnava happens, let's see what Haridas Thakur's instruction on blaspheme of Vaishnava. Blasphemy. Gadadhar Pran Jai Janava Jivan Jaya Sita Nata Shiva Shadi Bhaktagan. Sri Chaitanya said, oh Haridas, now describe in detail the offenses of the holy name. So now what we're going to hear is Haridas Thakur has been asked by Lord Chaitanya to describe in detail, right, what they call the offenses. All right. So now he says, okay, by your power, I will say that what you make me say. So by your power, I will say what you make me say. Haridas Thakur replied. Offenses to the holy name are analyzed as 10. That means offenses to the holy name are analyzed as 10, according to the scripture. One should be fearful in committing these offenses. Okay, one should be fear. Just give me a second. Something wrong with my mouse. I will try to change the battery. Just give me a second. See, it's not looking at all. Okay, now the offenses, right, should be okay. Then he says one should be fearful of committing these offenses. The offenses are follows. Okay, number one, underline in your book, to blaspheme or criticize Vaishnava. To blaspheme and criticize Vaishnava is the first offense. Number two, to consider that other living entities such as demigods are independent of Krishna. Okay, when we start to think that Krishna all are equal, there's a second offense. Number three, to disobey or disrespect the Guru. Number four, to disrespect scriptural authority. Number five, to interpret the meaning of the name and think that glories of the name is imaginary. To interpret the meaning of the name and to think that the glories of the name is imaginary. Number six, to commit sinful activity on the strength of the holy name. Okay. Number seven, to give the name of to the unfaithful who are not ready to accept. To simply give the name to the unfaithful person. Number eight, to consider the holy name as karma and pious activity. Okay. Number nine, to be inattentive while chanting the holy name. All right. To be inattentive while chanting the holy name. Okay. While you're chanting the holy name, you're doing something else like sweeping, driving, and other things. Now, the 10th offense is after taken correct knowledge, being aware of the glories of the name, but to remain attached to material world of I and mine, and ultimately reject the name. That means after taking the name, so this thing, okay? So this is the detailed discussion that we're going to go. So as a devotee, we should remember these 10 offenses. Every day in the morning after Mangala Arati, we always reminded ourselves to chant these 10 offenses. But when sometimes when we chant, when we recite these 10 offenses early in the morning, that has to be done with full attention to remind ourselves. Like for instance, after you do Tulsi Puja, the 10 offenses of the holy name, to blaspheme, to criticize Vaishnava, to consider the other living entities, not like that. To really internalize, to blaspheme and criticize the Vaishnavas. To consider the other living entities such as demigods are independent of Krishna. So we have to internalize. Okay. So please write down or please print out or type and print out and keep it. You must remember this is the 10 things going to destroy your chanting. Okay. Now, these shall be described one after another. Okay. Now let's look at the first offense. The first offense known as Sadhu Ninda. Sadhu Ninda. Okay, Tamil we say as Nindikiradu. I want to Ninda there. Ninda, right? So Sadhu Ninda means criticism of Vaishnavas. It is very harmful. Please underline all these words. For those wanting to progress in spiritual life. It is very, very harmful. So first let us define what Sadhu or Vaishnava is. Now let's see what is Sadhu and what is Vaishnava. All right. So it said that everyone that wears tilak is Sadhu Vaishnava. No. So let's see Haridas Thakur's instruction. So let us make a definition what Sadhu or Vaishnava is. So now in the 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna enumerates the Uddhava. Enumerates means explaining to Uddhava the characteristic of the Sadhu. All right. This is Bhakti Vinod Thakur is giving that, they call commentary. Dayalu. First is, okay, now please remember, what is Sadhu or Vaishnava? We are going to listen to 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. it mentioned sadhu means the characteristic of sadhu. Okay. First is the sadhu is dayalu, merciful. Sahishnu, tolerant. Sagichikittu poradhu. In Tamil we call sagichikittu poradhu. Sahishnu, tolerant. Sama, equal. Even in Malay also sama, equal, right? Droha, shunya, vrata. Droha, shunya, vrata. That means the one who perform penance without injury to the body, right? They don't poke everywhere around the body. That means they do penance without injury to the body. Satya Sara. Satya Sara means truthfulness. Vishuddhatma, purified. Parahita, raga, engage in welfare of mankind. Kami, akshubhita buddhi, intelligent, free from lust. Danta, restraint. Okay. Akinchana, devoid of conception of ownership. Akinchana, devoid of concept of ownership. Mridu, gentle. Suchi, clean. Parimita boji, regulated eating and other habits. Santaman, right? Santa, peaceful. Aniha, apathy to materialism. Driman, patience. Stira, steadiness. Apramata, attentive, alert. Sugambira, very grave. Vijita, Shatguna, conquering over 6 gunas. The one they conquered the 6 gunas like hunger, thirst, lamentation, envy, old age, and death. Amani, not expecting honor from others. Manada, giving respect to others. Daksha, skillful. Avanchaka, non-hypocritical. That means not hypocrite. Jnani, knowledgeable of the scriptures. Okay, so please understand what is the characteristic of sadhu. So when we are looking at that, so maybe you can write it down. Maybe you can write it down. You can listen and try to memorize this thing. So what is the characteristic of sadhu? Dayalu, Shahishnu, Sama, Roha. That means merciful, tolerant, equal, penance without injury the body, truthfulness, purified, engage in welfare of mankind, intelligence free from lust, restrained, okay, devoid of concept of ownership, gentle, clean, regulated eating and other habits, peaceful, apathy to materialism, patience, steadiness, attentive, alert, very grave, conquering over 6 gunas like hunger, thirst, lamentation, old age and death, not expecting honor from others, giving respect to others, skillful, non-hypocritical, that means not hypocrite, knowledgeable of the scripture. So now we remember this. This is the sadhu. By this characteristic, one knows, by this characteristic, one can know who is sadhu. However, here there are 2 types of characteristics. Right? Even in these characteristics, there's 2 types. That is number 1, the principal characteristic, another one is marginal characteristic. Principal and marginal. Okay. Right. So the principal characteristic. Now let's look at the principal characteristic. Okay, what is the principal characteristic? Is what? Is exclusive surrender to Krishna. The principal characteristic of a sadhu, it is exclusive surrender to Krishna. Right? While all others are dependent upon it. Okay? By some good fortune, one may get the association of a Vaishnava. That means by some good fortune, one may get the association of Vaishnava and then attain the taste for the name, chant the name, and take shelter of the Krishna's lotus feet. This becomes the chief characteristic, the main characteristic. And by continuing to chant that name, all the other characteristics make their appearance. Therefore, they are called marginal or accompanying. Right? So that means like this. First characteristic that is sadhu is, there's 2 types, there's principal and marginal. The principal characteristic is exclusive surrender to Krishna. That means principally we surrender to Krishna. That is what? That is principal. But the marginal is that are dependent upon it. The marginal is the one who dependent upon it. Okay, they're dependent on this thing. Okay, now, so by some good fortune, one may get association of Vaishnava and attain taste for the name and chant the name and take shelter of the Krishna's lotus feet. All right. So while we are good fortune, we chant the name, we get the Krishna's lotus shelter. Okay, that then it will become the chief characteristic. Okay, that become a chief character. That means we turn our attitude towards that, right? And by continue to chant the name, that means then after we go continue chanting the name, all the other characteristics, all the things that we're supposed to have will start to appear in ourselves. And this is called marginal or accompanying. You all get this? Who don't understand? Who understand? Thumbs up. Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, do you understand this, Prabhu?
Okay, Bren. Okay. Prabhu.
I got it. Okay, right. So we have principal and marginal. So principal is the one who fully surrendered to Krishna. And we as the marginal, we surrendered to the principal devotee, the principal Vaishnava. Then we will get and we associate with them. Then we attain a little taste for the name. Then we start to chant. All right. And we take shelter of Krishna's lotus. Yes, Krishna, the Supreme Personality, I want to take shelter, and I start to continue chanting. So when I do that, all the principal characteristic that the devotee has will start to appear in me. And we call that as marginal or accompanying. So while I'm doing it, it comes to me. Though secondary to the principal characteristic. That means even though it is secondary to the principal, that means it's still marginal, secondary to the distinct. What will happen? They will certainly appear. They will definitely appear in the body of a true Vaishnava or Sadhu as an effect of proper chanting of the holy name. Sooner or later in the future, I hope, I believe that all these characteristics will start to appear in each and every one of you. Okay, each and every one of you will definitely go into the principal characteristic of a Sadhu. Okay, now, on the other hand, right, the status of Grahastha, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi, Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Brahmana, and of all the Varnashram system and their respective habits and qualities are external distinction. This is all external distinction. That means bodily distinction. Right? Bodily distinction. You all understand what I'm saying? That means the status of Grahastha, I'm a married man. Because I'm bodily, I'm married, I've got children. I'm a Brahmachari, I'm wearing saffron. I'm a Vanaprastha, I've given up my family life, I've gone into retired life. And I'm a sannyasi, I remove this thing, I start to wear that, the things like, the begging this thing. Okay? I'm a sannyasi. Or I'm a Shudra. Okay, I born in a Shudra family. Or I'm a Vaishya, I'm a businessman. Or I'm a Kshatriya, I'm a warrior. I'm a Brahman. And all this Varna system, Varna and Ashram system, and their qualities and habits are external distinction. External distinction means it is bodily characteristic. All of you got this? All right? Bodily characteristic. Okay, which is no way determine who is Sadhu. So we cannot determine by this external distinction to determine that they are sadhus. There's no way you can determine sadhu from external distinction. Are you all following me on this? That means just by their dressing, the way they look, we cannot what they call, make a distinction. Oh, this is sadhu. A person who are wearing a very nice tilak, shaven head, with kantimala around the neck, such a big kantimala, he is like dressed up in a brahmachari, or dressed up as sannyasi, or like me, I'm pretending, like this. All these things is not a distinction to determine a person is a sadhu. But the chief characteristic to determine a sadhu is complete surrender to Krishna. What is that sadhu? He can be a brahmana, he can be even a shudra. The characteristic to identify a person is that his capacity, that how much you have surrendered to Krishna. So the sadhu is the one who complete surrender, 100% depend on Krishna. Complete sadhu. And these are the people not dependent on certain varna or ashram. These are the people who are not dependent on certain varna or ashram. Though, for example, okay, though the example of Raghunath Das, Sri Chaitanya taught how the Grahastha Vaishnava should act. The married man should enter household life with the mind steady. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said a married man should enter household life with the mind steadily fixed on the service of Krishna, not enamored by the sense gratification. So a person who want to get married, they should have a firm conviction that you have to enter into a married life with a steady mind fixed in service of Krishna, not being attracted, being excited, enamored for sense gratification. Because in married life is legalized sex. Okay, it is not illicit, right? It's legalized. So even though that you are married, that means you are given that opportunity. So your mind has to be kept steadily and fixed on Krishna. So they don't get enamored, they don't get carried away by sense gratification. And in this way, the householder can gradually cross the ocean of material existence. Instead of playing as a false renunciate, now instead of playing as a false, like some people are false renunciate, Markatta Vairagi, okay, or false renunciate, who pretend, oh, I'm renounced the whole world, pretenders. So at the same time, enjoying the sense in the cloth of a sannyasi. That means they dress up like a sannyasi, but pretending. It is better to take only those things necessary for survival in the material world. All right. So that means enjoying the sense in the sense of cloth of sannyasi, it is better for them to take only those things necessary for survival. What are the things important for their survival in the material world? While cultivating non-attachment. At the same time, cultivate non-attachment. One should always be internally fixed on Krishna. Internally fixed on Krishna, not outwardly. If you outwardly, it means you're going to show your fanatism. All right, internally. Okay, so internally you fix on Krishna. Though externally one may act according to the one social custom in varna and ashram. So in varna and ashram, say like for instance, I born in so and so family, and I'm from a Vaishya background. So I'm acting like that outwardly. But internally, I must always fixed on Krishna. All right. So like all of you are here. That means internally you are very firm and fixed in Krishna. But outwardly you just perform. You may act according to your custom. Your one social custom. Right? Like for instance, Rusan Mataji, you do not need to look like an Indian. Okay. Many people think you come to Hare Krishna, you become Indian. You just remain as Chinese. Follow your Chinese custom, but deep in your heart, fix Krishna there firmly. Okay, so then Krishna quickly delivers such Grahastha Vaishnavas. All the Grahastha Vaishnavas will be quickly delivered. Then Raghunath Das gave up his household life. So when Raghunath Das gave up his household life, the Lord gave him instruction on the life of renunciate. Right? So when Raghunath Das gave up, I mean, he became sannyasi. So now the Lord gave him instruction what to do. So one should neither listen to the materialistic conversation. First thing, a sadhu, a sannyasi should not listen to any materialistic conversation, nor speak materialistic topics to others. Hey, you know that the recent economic situation, all that the sadhus, the sannyasi don't speak. One should not eat fancy food or wear fancy clothing, right? They should not eat fancy food. This is for sannyasi, sannyasi, guru, Maharaj, or the monk. Then one should always chant the holy name, respecting all without expecting honor, and meditate on the eternal feature of Radha and Krishna in Braja within one's mind. So that means you should always chant the holy name, respecting all without expecting honor. That means these are people don't expect any honor, and meditate on eternal service to Radha and Krishna in Braja within one's mind. So this is the principle, right? The principal characteristic is what? That means the principal characteristic is what? Okay, before that, I want you to remind me of something, right? When we go to offending this devotee, right? Offending this personality, okay? I want you to remind, if anybody, or maybe Vivan or whoever it is, Bunes, whoever, please remind me about His Holiness Bhakti Prahat Bhagavata Maharaj. Okay? The characteristic of His Holiness Bhakti Prahat Bhagavata Maharaj. Can you give me the reminder? When we come to that offending these sadhus, when we go to that topic, please remind me of this. Okay?
Okay, bro. Okay, bro.
Because I thought of saying it now, but it's too early. All right. Right. So the offending of His Holiness, the characteristic of His Holiness Bhakti Brahat Bhagavat Maharaj, the Maharaj that I saw that day. Wonderful Maharaj. Okay, anyway. So in the Raja within one's mind, the principal characteristic is one, namely surrender to Krishna's name. The principal characteristic is one, whether you're a sannyasi, whether you're a brahmachari, whether you're a grahastha, whoever it is. The principal characteristic is surrender to Krishna's name. Okay, which will prevail in all sadhus, no matter what varna and ashram. Doesn't matter in what situation you are there, whether you're a grahastha or a sannyas. However, according to varna, ashram and varna, the secondary characteristic will differ in some degrees. The principal character all surrender, but the secondary character, right, will change. Character may differ to some degree. Even if there appears some bad element of fault, even if there appear some bad element of fault in a person, if he has the chief characteristic, right? He has a chief characteristic. What is that? Fully surrender to Krishna and what is chief characteristic? Okay, even if he appears that he has some bad element, or maybe he got some fault, but if he has the chief characteristic, surrender to Krishna, he must be considered sadhu. Are you following me on this? So what is the chief characteristic? All right. So that means if he has the chief characteristic, and what is the chief characteristic? Surrender to Krishna. If he has fully surrendered to Krishna, okay? If he has fully surrendered to Krishna, but he has some fault, he must be considered a sadhu. Are you all following me on this? And to be respected and served by all. This is Krishna's statement in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, when one who has developed a taste for chanting the pure name, it is said that chanting just one time will destroy the influence of past sin. Right? When one has developed the taste for chanting the pure name, it is said that chanting just one time will destroy the influence of past sins. Prarabdha karma, all destroyed. Some remnants of those sins, but at the same time, okay, now, but at the same time, after all the sins destroyed, but some remnants of those sins may still remain. Right? Say, like, for instance, if you drink a milk in a glass, after you completely finish the milk, all right, you completely finish drinking the milk, completely done. There's not even a drop. But you see the glass, there'll be a stain inside. There's a milk stain inside. The milk stain. So, like, that's what it means. Some remnants of those things still remain, but eventually they will be completely vanished by the influence of the holy name. That means the glass with the milk stain, once we wash it, all the stains will come out. Eventually, we'll wash the glass. We are not going to keep the glass forever look like that. Yes or not? So, since these traces of sin may quickly go, it can quickly go, that person is known as the most righteous person. That person is to be known as the most righteous person. Of course, if the materialist sees those traces of sin in a Vaishnava sadhu, he may consider that the sadhu is just like a materialistic sinner. I mean, for a materialistic person, right? Karmi, they don't see the thing behind them, right? So some remnants of those things may still remain, but they will completely vanish by the influence of holy name. Since these traces of sin will quickly go, that person is to be known as the most righteous person. The materialist sees those traces, they see all the traces of sin in a Vaishnava sadhu. And sometimes he may consider that sadhu is just like another materialistic person, materialistic sinner. Okay? If he should criticize the sadhu because the sadhu has a trace of sin coming from the previous sinful activity, he is committing sadhu ninda. Okay? So what are the first thing is, a person, everybody in this world are from conditioned life. But after that person has improved, after the person has become pure, all right? But there is still some traces of sin. When there's some traces of sin, eventually the sin also will go away. But to criticize that person's previous life, he is committing sadhu ninda. Are you all getting me this? Just like a story I told in India, there's a prostitute who became a devotee, right? So after she became a devotee, and after that, okay, I don't want to mention her, it's going to be another Sadhu Ninda. Okay, give you an example. When say, okay, there's one story about, okay, I just don't want to mention, I just give you an overall picture from what I've heard. There is a supermodel who became a devotee, a Russian supermodel who became a devotee, right? And even an actress became a devotee in Western world. After they became a devotee, right? So after they became a devotee, you know, especially the model, she became a devotee, and she given up all her past sinful life. You know, as a model, she should be very revealing. But for us to go back and find out how revealing she was, Sadhu Ninda. The materialistic man who are corrupted mind will go and see such a beautiful girl or former model. And in model means they should be basically like strip naked and something like that. Go there and find out how she looked. Sadhu Ninda. Right? Then after she became a devotee, and being a life of being a very sexy person before, when she started to dress up like in a gopi dress or in sari, she may dress up in that way. There'll be some traces, right? But eventually that devotee, what happened? She started to realize, and now she's fully, and she's now today she looks like a worshipable mother, right? Worshipable mother. So that means she still dress up that way, but eventually she gave up all that, and now she is in full sari, and she's in full this thing, cover the head. She's like fantastic devotee, right? So when we going to correct that, we're going to look at that, what was her past life. Even there's actress who became a devotee. Go and check what are the movies that she has acted. All these are Sadhu Ninda. Okay. But even though she became a devotee, eventually she has a very lustrous look and everything. But there's some traces. Eventually, by the holy name, the power of holy name. And you know what? This particular devotee is married to another devotee, and she has a son, and they are living in Vrindavan. Both husband, wife, and a son all stays in Vrindavan. You got it? But what happened when we criticize such a devotee? Sadhu Ninda. So I hope that you all, okay, you understand the concept. He is to be considered a rascal because of his fault of criticizing a Vaishnava. So a person who criticizes a Vaishnava is considered a rascal. That means extremely stupid. Extremely stupid. You know why? By this nama aparadh, offenses unto one who has surrendered to the name, he falls directly under the wrath of Krishna. Oh, wow. For that, by this name, nama aparadh, that means sadhu ninda, then the first offense unto the one who has surrendered to the name, he falls directly under the wrath of Krishna. That means Krishna will start to show his form of a wrath. Wrath means what? Krodha, extreme anger. He will cast upon all inauspiciousness on that person who offends a devotee. Right? There's a story of Ambarish, right? He was criticized by a sadhu. Sadhu came and was so angry, he criticized him. And immediately, what they call, Lord Krishna sent the Sudarshan Chakra. He was so angry, he sent the Sudarshan Chakra. And the Sudarshan Chakra was chasing him. And he saw that Sudarshan Chakra is coming from far, wanted to kill him. He got so worried, he ran. He straight away ran to Lord Shiva, surrendered to Lord Shiva. He said, yes, what is it? Oh, the Sudarshan Chakra is coming to kill me. You know, can you please save me? Say, what? Sudarshan Chakra is coming to kill you? No, I can't save you. Go. I think Brahma can save you. Then went to Lord Brahma. First he went to Lord Brahma. And Lord said, no, I cannot. Only Lord Shiva can save you. He came to Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, please save me. The Sudarshan Chakra is coming to kill me. He said, no, I think I cannot save you. Only Krishna can save you. Vishnu can save you. And he went to Narayana. He said, oh, Narayana, the Sudarshan Chakra is coming to save you. No, I can't help you. Right? The one who can save you is the Ambarish. The devotee that he offended, he only can save you. Then after that, he came running down. He went straight away, fall at the lotus feet of that devotee. The devotee is only I think ordinary king or something like that. But he's a sadhu, rishi. He immediately falls at the feet of the sadhu and begged for forgiveness. When the sadhu forgave, the Sudarshan Chakra disappeared. All right? So that's the thing. So those who offend the devotee, who have all these kind of things, Right? So we understand the characteristic of devotee who are sadhu. That means we don't simply say everybody is sadhu. So we have to be pick and choose. So it is concluded that one who is solely devoted to Krishna and sing his name is known as sadhu. That means then one solely devoted to Krishna and sings his name is known as sadhu. Other than this devotee of Krishna, no one else is considered to be a sadhu. Okay, remember that, right? So sometimes we do not blindly think, oh, definitely he's a sadhu, so I have to respect him and all this. So now we understand. The sadhu means those who devoted himself, okay, devotee of Krishna. I mean, okay, those who solely devoted to Krishna and sing his name. Okay, other than the devotee of Krishna. Now the another word is another statement that it's mentioned, it's made here. That word noting is other than the devotee of Krishna. Okay, then other than the devotees of Krishna, no one else is considered to be sadhu. Okay, so that means the devotee of Krishna are basically sadhus. One who consider now another thing. Now, okay, one who consider himself as sadhu is filled with material pride, but one who thinks himself as the lowest rascal, humbly takes shelter of the Krishna and sings Krishna's name, is the real sadhu. Right? So that means one who consider himself sadhu, who thinks, oh, I'm sadhu, and I got a lot of material pride. Hey, I'm a senior devotee, I'm a sadhu, you know. They got material pride. It's filled with pride. But one who thinks himself as a lowest rascal, who thinks he's a fool, and humbly takes shelter at Krishna, since Krishna's name is the real sadhu. Knowing himself to be less than a blade of grass, this is what? And knowing himself, that means knowing himself as the less than a blade of grass, considering himself like a trees of ignorance, not accepting honor for himself and giving honor to all other living entities. He chants the name and attain attraction to Krishna. This is from Shikshastaka, right? What is the verse in Shikshastaka? This verse?
स्त्रीणदपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मनादेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि.
Okay, say it slowly, slowly.
स्त्रीणदपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिन मनादेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि.
One should accept, one should think himself lower than the blade of grass, and he should be as tolerant as a tree. And these are the people who can and do not expect any kind of honor for himself, but at the same time readily gives honor to others, all right, to all living entities. And he's the person who chants the name and attains attraction for Krishna. So the first qualification of chanting purely, we have to be as humble as a grass. You know, sometimes when you see the grass, when you step on the grass will just tolerate it. When you see a tree, when people can just bang the tree, they can hit the tree, they can cut the branch, the tree simply tolerates. Okay, be as humble as a grass, as tolerant as a tree. All right? And do not expect any kind of honor. Don't expect anyone to praise you. But you always readily give praises to others. So these are the qualification of a devotee who can chant and attract Krishna. Okay? Shikshastaka. Maybe we should also study Shikshastaka in the future. Vivan, what do you think? After this, we should go into Shikshastaka. It's
Yes,
a very
Prabhu,
important.
Yes, Prabhu, I'm looking for
Really? Wow, we are diving from our original plan. Maybe after this Japa, we do Shikshastaka, then we go into Nectar of Devotion in Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Shikshastaka is really.
you can finish it in one class, right? Shikshastaka.
Hey, no. I mean, it doesn't happen with us, Prabhu, Mataji. Can we do Shikshastaka class? Even this book also, you can finish in 2 hours, but because Shikshastaka, there's one book, it gives a very detailed explanation. Right?
Okay. Yeah, please. We'll do that.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'll explain Shikshastaka later. Okay, now. So now, if he chants the name and attains attraction for Krishna, if a person of the above quality chants the holy name even once, he is considered a Vaishnava. Now we should see and should be respected. That means what? If a person of above quality, that means above quality who are very humble, very tolerant, who always don't take respect and give other respect, they even chant the name even once, he is considered a Vaishnava. The Vaishnava is the friend and spiritual leader of the universe. The Vaishnava is the friend and the spiritual leader of the universe. He is an ocean of mercy to all living entities. To all living entities. And after that, he says, whoever criticizes such Vaishnava goes to hell birth after birth. For there is no path of real liberation other than bhakti. And bhakti is obtained only by the mercy of Vaishnavas. So that means when we offend whoever criticizes such a Vaishnava, okay, he goes to hell, birth after birth. And there's no path for real liberation other than bhakti. Bhakti is obtained only by the mercy of Vaishnava. So we have to be very careful, right? So sometimes even listening to that criticism is also considered offensive. That's why we should know our association. We should not associate with the haters, right? We should not associate with rhetorics, especially. The rhetoric people, they have no other things but to criticize all the Vaishnavas. Recently, I saw one comment. Oh my God. I just hope I could take out that comment from my mind. Krishna, I just can't believe, right? I'm such a fool, actually. Right? I saw that video and I shouldn't have gone to the comments. And I saw that comments is stick in my mind. And that's a great aparat against my spiritual master. Right? Such a offensive thing. Okay. So what I am sharing is my own way I'm trying to safeguard my by this thing. We do not associate, right? Or associate in the sense of no close association. Your association can be officially and dutifully, right? Especially when it comes to when it comes to Ritvik, the Ritvik people. There are so many sincere people in Ritvik. There are so nice people are there, fair enough. There are so many people are very nice people, even more advanced than our ISKCON devotees. They are more advanced, right? But their main gate, that means their main preachers is the one that severely criticize all that person, all right, all that disciples of Prabhupada and all that devotees, that what is happening, they are the one who find faults and upload that faults, all right. So it's all Vaishnava Ninda. So when you are sitting there and watching them doing it, you are asking for trouble. Try not to associate with them at all costs. At all cost. Okay. By the same time, there's another group of Vaishnava devotees under Gaudiya Sampradaya. What they call the Gaudiya Math. All right, the Gaudiya Math. The Gaudiya Math is also all wonderful devotees and pure devotees of Krishna. They are all very sincere. So with them, we can associate. Right? We can associate, we can have a relationship with them. Okay. At least okay. But the best if we could just maintain a relationship under ISKCON. Because ISKCON is worldwide movement, and ISKCON, they all follow exactly the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. But if you want to take some knowledge from other sects like Gaudiya Math or other acharyas, because they are still talking about Krishna, all right? You see, just maintain that. Just take one or this thing for self-nourishment, okay? But do not deviate away from this ISKCON. Don't deviate away from this ISKCON, number one. At the same time, try to avoid your association with Mayavadi, with all this kind of Mayavadis like Jainism, Buddhism, then also Ritvikism. Try to avoid your association with them because they can eventually, you can have official relationship, but not a close relationship because they can eventually will spoil our bhakti. But among all this is still okay. Mayavadi, who still believe that there's no God, and everything is perishable, even they are leading to hellish planet. By the mercy of devotees, still they can be revived. Fine. But those who are the chronic criticizer of a devotee, they are only the devotee can save them. The person that you offend, you have to go back to them. So safeguard yourself. Remember, after millions of birth and death, you are here. Don't waste it. Don't miss that opportunity just because of this small careless mistake. A little total careless mistake. You know, if I only got a brush, I can brush my brain off. I hope I can just go in and brush the statement that the person made. Oh my God, that is Maya. You catch the thing and the thing stick in your mind. And it takes so much of effort. But of course, that day I was like, had a sleepless night. I was like very frustrated. But now as we go on, we are chanting, just somewhere else. So don't take such a risk, right? It's not worth it. In the pure Vaishnava resides Krishna's energy of bhakti. That means in the pure Vaishnava resides Krishna's energy of bhakti, Ladini and Samvit, right? So this kind of three bhaktis are living in that pure Vaishnava, right? Okay. So that means we see that he says that pure Vaishnava, Krishna's energies of bhakti, Ladini is internal potency, and Samvit. Okay, what is Samvit means? As consciousness or awareness. Okay, so Samvit is part of the three principal divine potency. So Samvit means knowledge. Okay, Samvit, that means pure knowledge is also resides in that pure Vaishnava. And by contacting a Vaishnava, one can also receive Krishna. It really works, I'm telling you, right? For this reason also, the food remnants, for this reason, why? Okay, this is for Rusan Mataji, that food remnants, the food water, and the food dust from the pure Vaishnava are three powerful articles that creating bhakti. Now you understand, Mataji? Why? Because in the pure Vaishnava, it recites bhakti, devotion, Ladini, the internal potency, and Samvit, pure knowledge. That's why by contacting them, also one receives that kind of bhakti. That's the reason that food remnants, food water, and food dust of the pure Vaishnava are three powerful articles of creating bhakti. If one stays near a pure Vaishnava for some time, one can also receive bhakti, energy flowing from his body. If one can bind that energy within one's heart, if you can catch the energy and put it in your heart, and after having developed strong faith, bhakti will develop and one's body will begin to tremble in ecstasy. Thus, by living close to a Vaishnava, soon, okay, it's very soon, devotion will appear in one's heart. First, such person will begin chanting the holy name, and then by the power of the name, he will receive all good qualities. This is the particular power of Uttama Adhikari. So this is the particular power of Uttama Adhikari. There's three types of Adhikari, right? Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. So this is the power of Uttama Adhikari. They have so much of power. A Vaishnava may be criticized for 4 counts. Okay, now, Bhakti Amini says, so usually the Vaishnavas may be criticized on these 4 counts. Number 1 is caste by birth. What family he born? Previous sin or faults in his life. Okay, what are the things that you have done? Or unpremeditated act of sin. That means unpremeditated. Suddenly, accidentally, he performed act of sin. And then present traces of previous sinful activity. Right? Now, he still has some kind of traces of his previous activity. As I said just now, a model who became a devotee. But even though she became a devotee, but she still dress up sexily. The traces of her glamour still maintained. But of course, now she's not there. The example I gave, present traces of previous sinful activity. Though all these conditions may be present, even all these conditions may be present in a Vaishnava, they are insubstantial ground for criticism. That means there is no ground for you to criticize such Vaishnava. You get it? Even though they have all these things, oh, you're born in a very low family, that family, this family, low caste. That's not a reason for you to criticize such Vaishnava. All right? One who blasphemes a Vaishnava will be punished. Again, these things giving problem. Okay. One who blaspheme a Vaishnava will be punished. Will be punished by Yamaraj. One who blasphemes a Vaishnava will be punished by Yamaraj. Because Vaishnava is spreading the glories of the Lord's name, and Lord does not tolerate such criticism of Vaishnava. They cannot tolerate such criticism of a Vaishnava. Giving up dharma, yoga, sacrifice jnana for the name of Krishna, or the Vaishnava is the topmost person. They are the topmost person. Then, after that, he says that criticism is a serious offense. Criticism of a Vaishnava is a serious offense. Furthermore, he does not criticize the scripture or the demigods, but simply take shelter of the name, right? Criticism of Vaishnava is criticism is a serious offense. Furthermore, he does not criticize the scripture or the demigods, but simply take shelter of the name. One should rather eagerly take the dust from the feet of Vaishnava, right? If you get a chance, take the feet of the Vaishnava, right? Dust, regardless whether he's the Grahastha or a sannyasi. Even he can be a Grahastha Vaishnava or a sannyasi Vaishnava. He should always eager to take the dust from the feet of a Vaishnava. One will treat him only. Okay? One will treat him only according to his advancement as Vaishnava. Okay? Which is based upon his degree of attraction to the holy name. Such things as caste or ashram, right? Wealth, learning, youthfulness, beauty, strength, number of followers are not factors. These are not the factors. Okay? It goes without saying that. It goes without saying that one who has taken shelter of the name will not indulge in sadhu ninda. Okay? It goes without saying that one who has taken shelter of the name will not indulge in sadhu ninda. One who criticizes sadhus are not situated in bhakti. Remember that. Okay? One who criticizes sadhu, even though we may think that you are performing, actually we are not in bhakti, but in aparadha against bhakti, offense against bhakti. Okay? A serious person therefore would not indulge in criticism, but associate with here and serve the sadhu. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay, so far so good, eh? All right. All right. Now we do the last paragraph. Because association with those who are not devotee, is bound to produce disrespect of devotees, sadhu ninda. Okay. Sometimes when we associate with non-devotees, right, and we will bound to produce disrespect. The devotee is careful to avoid such association. That's why you must be very careful. Materialistic association or asat sangha is of two types. There are two types. Okay. That is association with women and association with those devoid of devotion. Okay. Devotion to the Lord. So association with women means associating women not according to Vedic tradition. Okay. That means associating with women means not according to the Vedic tradition. Vedic tradition means what? We accept all women as a mother. Right? But modern tradition, we accept all women as a girlfriend. Okay? It is this. So it's not associated with women according to the Vedic tradition. This association with women, which is not authorized by scripture, is divided into association with women outside marriage of the purpose of sex life, and association with marriage where one is controlled by one's wife. Okay, now the association with women which is not authorized by the scripture divided into association with women outside the marriage. Okay, association with women outside for the purpose of sex life. All right, sometimes we are trying to lure the girl and something. Okay, then. And secondly, association within marriage. That means while you are married, associate within marriage where one is controlled by one's wife. Right? When one is controlled by one's wife. That means Sometimes if you're under the control of your wife, your devotional service can be big headache. Why this? Why you need to go? Why this? You have got a lot of explanation to do. All right. So anyway, so that means where one is controlled by one's wife. Thus, only if one is married according to the prescribed rules and following the rules of married life, which is the wife is submissive to the husband and the husband acts as sadhu. So the wife duty is to be submissive to the husband, but the husband's duty is to become a sadhu, right? Not to say, hey, you serve me, not like that. The husband also must be a sadhu. So in the association considered to be bona fide. Other types of association is considered asat. So other types of association, it's considered not bona fide. Okay. The second types of association of asat is association with non-devotees. He's got three types. Association with Mayavadi, pretenders, and atheists. So there's a three types of association. Mayavadi, pretenders, and atheists. Mayavadi believes that Lord and the Jiva are both temporary entities. Okay, we discussed just now. Right? All both temporary entities. And the Lord's multi-murti form is material. Let me see the form of the murti. It's only stone. The pretenders, though without genuine devotion or renunciation, pretend to be devotee to make a living. Right? They pretend to be devotee. Okay, it's quite famous, right? Especially in everywhere. So now the third is atheists who do not believe in any form of God. Now these people may claim to be devotees. They may be accepted by the public as such, but if one rejects such people, it's not considered sadhu ninda, right? When you see this kind of people, all right, even they can claim themselves as God, claim them as God, as a devotee. The one, that means the one who are, number one is pretender, Mayavadi, pretender, and atheist. Sometimes they say, a Mayavadi sannyasi comes. Oh my God, he comes, you want to see, you want to like, oh, it's a sannyasi. Because it's sannyasi, we have to respect. Yes, fair enough. Sannyasi must be respected. But if it's a Mayavadi sannyasi, and he's coming and talking nonsense, and you reject him, or you see a devotee who are pretending, he can be a devotee initiated Brahmana, whatever it is, he's pretending. Or you associate with an atheist, all right? Who, despite coming to the temple, but you don't believe in all this. Okay, atheists, we just put aside. We look at Mayavadi and pretenders, right? When you see this type of people, okay, and maybe accepted by public, they can be accepted by the public as such. Oh, such a great person, great authorized person, this and that. But if you reject these kind of people, my sannyasi come and see you, say, I have no time for you. Just like you don't associate with them. Or see a pretender, you reject him. This is not considered as sadhu ninda. Not considered. I remember that. It's not blasphemy. Furthermore, one who criticizes a person who gives up this asat. But if you criticize the person who give up all this kind of nonsense, and should be rejected and avoided. Okay. But for one who criticizes a person who gives up this asat, people should also be rejected and avoided. So when you see someone who reject this sadhu, right? That means you see a devotee or a very good standing devotee, he suddenly rejects his guru, right? Who rejects this, or he rejects a sadhu or something like that. So to reject this kind of people, right, also can be rejected. Also can be rejected and avoided. It's not sadhu. You all get me what I'm saying? That means a devotee who give up who criticize other person who are in pure platform, who have given up asat. That means sat sangha, not asat. That means they have all the pure qualities in them. And a devotee, like, as I said the word just now, so they criticize everyone, right? So to reject them, they also has to be rejected and have to be avoided. Like that's not sadhu ninda. You got it? Therefore, the serious devotee who gives up asat sangha, which causes sadhu ninda, and exclusively take shelter in the name, will certainly receive the treasure of prema. That means the serious devotee who give up asat sangha, give up this kind of material association, and at the same time give up the people that can cause sadhu ninda. All right, these are the people can get exclusive treasure of prema. All right. Okay. So we stop here. So we continue the next one tomorrow because I think it's quite heavy here already. So we open for questions.
Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhu, just now you asked me to remind about Maharaj Prabhu.
Not here. No. Is it here? Sadhu Linda. All right. Okay. I'll give you an example. Bhakti Brahat Bhagavad Maharaj. Such a wonderful Maharaj. Okay. Such a wonderful Maharaj, but he's very strict. Okay. It may be observed. All right. So we are going to paste it in chapter text page 41. Please mark the book, page 41. The last paragraph. Okay. Just another 2 more pages. We are done with chapter 4. All right. So Bhakti Bharat Bhagavad Maharaj is such a great devotee of the Lord. And he's the one who does not have any kind of things in it. He's so he doesn't keep anything in his mind, right? He's very strict, exactly. So he don't favor, but he's very merciful and loving, right? So sometimes he's very strict, very strict. I've got an opportunity of being his personal servant. And he's real like lion guru, right? Lion. And in the 3 days, the 3 days I was his personal servant, we were doing this program. There's one program in Sungai Sipur actually. And he basically roasted me, roasted me maximum. But now, after that great roasting, then it's the time that I start to develop this kind of taste. And that's when I start to think about doing this kind of program on a daily basis. What they call the Sastra study marathon and all these kind of things. Yes, Steven?
No.
So these kind of things appear in my heart. Sometimes a spiritual master or the sadhus can be very strict and stern. We should not get carried away, right? The reason that what I'm saying is there's one particular person is supposed to come for that retreat program in Gopeng, but that person doesn't want to come because the Maharaj is there, right? And I thought because the Maharaj is very strict, they are scared of him. But actually, he is offended when Maharaj scolded that person in front of everyone. So the Maharaj has scolded her or chastised her, and that person is very offended and doesn't want to come to see him or to see his face. And she's a very strong, good standing devotee. All right. So we are talking about this. We are not criticizing anyone. We are not trying to find fault on anyone because I'm not mentioning the name. I'm not mentioning the incident. Okay. So what actually, like what Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, sometimes we quote some activity to replenish our understanding. So what happened? Like that. So when I heard that, I was so surprised. A very strong standing devotee. And that devotee, I thought maybe afraid of Maharaj, okay, fine enough. But doesn't want to come and see the Maharaj because being offended of being criticized or scolded in front of everyone. And taking it into the heart. This is also called. And if that person kept it in his heart or kept it on its heart, because I don't want to mention the sex of the person, kept it at its heart, keep it in the heart, it's fine enough. But that person went and mentioned to everyone. Until my daughter came and told me this. So what happened? It became a dosha kirtan. Do you see? So these are the certain things, subtle things. If I can be frustrated with anyone, being frustrated is a human nature. But that frustration, we should know, we should keep it within ourselves. Or we should only can talk to a confidential devotees. We can only speak to a confidential devotee, right? Say like, for instance, Vivan become a mentor. I could tell Vivan, Vivan, I'm so frustrated with this devotee. And Vivan can give me solace, give me suggestion, right? Like that. It's supposed to be. But not, then after Vivan heard the story, Vivan go and bang, they go and tell, something, Padita Tarna, he have done this. So that means he did dosha kirtan. The dosha kirtan is very, very dangerous. when we hear any kind of particular story, two things. Avoid that place. Just walk out from that place. All right. It's better not to know. Ever since I came out from social media, I don't have Instagram, I don't have Facebook, I don't have TikTok, I don't have anything. I don't even read newspaper. Right? How much my life became so peaceful. That recently only somebody said, I think, in my family, and they say, oh, they want to break up this Kaliman temple in Masjid India. Want to make it to Madani Mosque. And I heard the news, okay, that's what he's doing. But I was never got heated up or into the heated argument. If I got social media, I've listened to all the haters this thing. And secondly, the earthquake in Myanmar and Thailand. I only knew just 2 days ago, after all this thing, because I'm out of the social media, and there's also reason things, I don't know what is happening around the world. So, like that. So, two things. When someone come and talk something bad about a Vaishnava devotee, if you have a very high respect, you just say, oh, okay. Something like that. You would please, I think I've got something else to do. We talk about it later. We talk about it later. Just walk out. Right? Or you can even tell them, please, I'm not interested to listen to any of the devotee story. I myself going through so much hell of a time. I'm also so much depressed. I have no time to listen to other people's story. You can tell that bluntly. It's always better to be blunt, but you have to take it in a very nice way. Okay. But if you see a senior devotees are speaking like that, what you can do, right? You just stay there, and while they are saying, interrupt their speech. Like one day, there's a person talking about some tragic incident. Then it sounds like a dosha kirtan. And when the person starts saying, I say, oh, Maya is great. Oh my God, Maya is great. Prabhu, that person is saying, oh, Maya is great. Maya, oh my God, scary. Maya is scary. Maya is scary. Oh, Krishna, Maya is scary. And after that, she just slowed up. I say, anyway, Mataji, I think I have to go now. We talk about it later. You understand? Try to watch. And don't watch or listen to any kind of dosa kirtan of others, especially in social media. When you're not happy with someone, please go and confront to the devotee, Prabhu. I think I'm so sorry to say, I'm not happy with this thing. Can you explain why you did that? Why you do this? Why you do that? Better to confront, right? But some people, the biggest aparat that person can do when they start to post in social media, this Patita Tarna is such a great rascal, this and that, they post in social media. After they post in social media, what happened? Then they repent. Oh, I made a big mistake. Okay, I come to Patita Tarna and ask forgiveness. Right? Guruji, I'm so sorry I've done that. Okay, right. No problem. It's okay. Don't worry. But the posting on the social media remains forever. The posting of social media remains forever. And imagine how can you get rid of that aparat? It became like a permanent aparat. 100 years down the road, someone going to open you. Oh, 100 years ago, in the year 2025, the person might be seeing in the year 2125. Okay, 2025, there's one person, Patita Tarna, who's a great rogue and great cheater. He have done all these things, So, like that. So, it became like a permanent mark. So, be careful. If you ask me, it is not worth to have social media. Social media is a platform that you show off. See, I go to this place. I eat this kind of food. See, I travel to that country. Social media is a media that basically you're showing off your wonders. All right. So if possible, all right, try to avoid it. Unless you are in that business where you need to have social media, then that's different. Okay, I'm involved in a business. Like sometimes, like for me, I was involved in social media, right? I'm doing online business. Now I've given away. I told my partner, whatever business that you advertisement, you do. I'm not going to do. You want to post in social media, whatever, you could do it yourself. All right, I'm not going to get involved. So I leverage it. All right, leverage it. So that's very important. So this kind of so when I was talking about that, I remember that Bhakti Bharat Bhagavatam Maharaj. Such a merciful, loving Maharaj. I fell at his feet, and he allowed me to touch his feet. Yeah, he allowed me to touch his feet. Then after that, he said, he was such a constant devotee. very loving devotee. Right? Because why I'm saying this, that is the latest sadhu I just met few days ago. Just few days ago, I met him. That's why I can remember him. Of course, I've met so many, but this is the latest addition. All right. Such a loving person, but he can look like a terror. And because he is a former teacher in South Africa. Even were you there during that course in Sungai Siput?
Yes, Prabhu. I also get bombarded, Prabhu. Bhakti Sadachar. Kau. Very nice. Bhakti
Ah,
Sadachar.
okay. But I got it because of his I whispered, where's the mic? Suddenly, when I gave the mic was not working. I testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, all working. Give it to him, mic not working. Oh my God. Prashadam. Where is the Prashadam? Why the Prashadam is late? Oh my God. But that 3 days was, oh, Krishna, but very purifying moment. And most likely, I may go to KL this Sunday to meet him. This Sunday, because Maharaj will be there. So I'm still planning. So if I come to KL, I wish to see all KL devotees there. Okay? Vaishnava Prabhu. Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu.
Association with him for 4 days ago.
You are with him.
Yeah. So he will go for Mangalarti. At 4:15, he will be there, Prabhu. He'll be hiding in the dark. Of course, he's chanting, not hiding, but his chair is on the dark side. And I will go also around the same time because I'm staying in the temple. It's a circumambulate and all that. And when I went for the class in the evening, I was the first to be there, Prabhu. So tell everybody, Vaishnava Kripa Das will go to Vaikunta. He's a Vaikunta man. Even the last day, he said, you were with me for 4 days. Were you thinking about your family? I said, no, it's excellently no, Prabhu. I said, you are a Vaikunta man, I said. He gave me a gift also, Prabhu.
The video.
No, a big book you carry, have a lorry to carry it. Very heavy book, Prabhu.
He gave you one set of books, sir.
No, one book.
Oh, what book is that?
It's about a story about every people. And another book was about he sending a dying devotee back to Vaikunta. He sat with her for 3 or 4 days talking about Vaikunta, Vrindavan, everything. Ultimately, when asking now, where are you? She said, I'm on my way. Where are you again? I'm in Vrindavan. Then he said, where are you now? It's a long talk. And then she said, I'm already in Vrindavan. Please excuse me that. And he stopped talking to her. He sent her off to Vrindavan. She's dying now.
Dying, huh?
Even told the children and the husband, don't call her. She's no more in with you. She's already gone. Very nice experience I had with him, bro.
That means, in other words, he was talking to a dying person.
Yes. They came to see her and he said, I'll sit with you until you go.
Wow.
And she talked and talked. Ultimately, they're already in that spiritual world now. He's a fantastic man, bro.
Exactly.
But I use my, as soon as he entered, we all hide our face under the table because we were scared of him.
Yes. Because he has
very good experience with, about him now. I met him in Tudu during when Maharaj was here, Jananda Maharaj was here. Jananda Maharaj looked at him and said, you are the one who made me a sannyasi. Shouting at him. And he began laughing. He said, you are the one who made me a sannyasi. Also, I will be a free man now. Yeah, and he was smiling a bit. He didn't even say, he's a very light talker, Babu. You can't understand what he's asking.
Right. And his talk is very grave.
Very great. Very great.
Yeah. Very grave. And And during that youth program, I was thinking, this Maharaj is going to run the youth. I wonder how he's going to do it, because these boys, youth boys are all naughty, so it's a nature, right? But the way he spoke to that level, he went to that level until the boy was telling, he asked one boy, he was telling, oh, I love this. Then he said, will you like to stay with me? And he said, no, Maharaj, I can never stay with you. I was surprised to see the boy was having a very light moment because the Maharaj is very strict, right?
Very strict.
Light moment, oh, amazing personality. He's perfect. They were arranging for taking photo. So many
Yeah,
people.
bro. The same thing happened to me.
Now, arrange all the things, arrange everything. He said, call that Mata. We were wondering which Mata, that Indonesian maid, that two Indonesian maid was there. Call that Mata, ask them to come and sit. So he made sure that the Indonesian maid came and sat on the chair for taking group photo. This one Indonesian maid and that's one Indonesian maid. So he's balancing up. Then he called up the owner of the resort. You come, sit down. The lady, you come, sit down. Then after that, sit down. Then he called up every helper, every worker, all come and sit down. And he was chanting Hare Krishna and chanting with the pure devotee of the Lord. Unbelievable. And you know what? That guy, that David, that owner of the resort was standing beside me. He came and asked me, why everybody's keeping a turf behind? Then I was telling him, oh, then I say, why everybody's calling Jai, Jai? I say, Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. What is Jai means? Jai means glorious. All glories. Oh, then he asked, what is Jai Hind? I say, Jai Hind is India, Hindustan, Jai Hindustan. That is glorious Hindustan. Oh, okay. Then India is the another name. Then Bharat is another name. Why Bharat? Because Bharat is the king Bharat, the great king. Oh, then I got an opportunity to talk to him. Then after that, he said, then after that, he was telling, then after they said, Jai Sri Prabhu, Jai Guru Maharaj, Jai. Then he says, you know what he said? Jai Sri Krishna. That guy said that. I don't know whether he meant it or he understood it. But for the 4 days, Mangala Arati early in the morning, 5 o'clock, they come and join. Because they cannot sleep. They are very noisy. Early in the morning, they're banging the drum. They say, what are these people up to? Then they come and join in the afternoon. They come. So that through that association, I'm very confident that particular couple is liberated. And that Maharaj is available this Sunday in SJM KL. Those who are in KL, Kuala Lumpur, don't miss that opportunity to go and pay him a visit. He is extraordinary deep.
He's giving a class, Prabhu.
I think so. Because Ram Navami this Sunday. So this Sunday that he wanted to visit and to associate with that kind of person is boon. We cannot, because like some people, that's why I remember the story. I asked even anyone to remind me, because some devotees take him wrongly. Some devotees taking the grudge, because that Maharaj is, see, when the Maharaj want to scold a person, it means that person has so much of anarthas, impurities, and he simply remove it for you. He's doing you a great favor. Like what Vaishnava Prabhu said, a dying devotee, a person going to die, and he sat with him and explained to him, can you see this? Can you see that? Can you chant this? Can you see Vrindavan? And eventually she saw Vrindavan. Did you see Vrindavan? Did you see Vrindavan? And she left the body. She died that way. By the association of a sadhu, a sannyasi sadhu. How glorious.
I cried after reading the book now.
Yeah, Prabhu?
I began crying after reading the book.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the person can melt our stone like heart. Our heart like a stone cannot be melted. But their character, their association can melt even a stone like heart. So, offending such a devotee, the person is doomed. All right. So, anyway, such a nice conversation we had today on 3rd April. Wow. I can just go on talking about it, but of course, the time factor. So, sadly, we have to leave now. We meet again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. All right. But tomorrow, maybe 8 to 10, because after that, I have some activity with my children. But not confirmed yet. I will anyway update in the group, right? So have a beautiful day. Have a blissful chanting day. Chanting is the greatest boon that we have got. We chant it very nicely, pronounce it very nicely, pay attention to it, and let us achieve prema. And through that prema, we can go back home, back to Godhead in this very birth itself. So today we covered the first offense, offending a devotee, sadhu ninda. So today onwards, make it in your journal. Put it that you are not going to offend any kind of sadhu, because you are not going to find any fault in anyone, because you start to see everyone has the potential of Krishna in their heart. All right. Now is the time. Every living entity has a potential of Krishna, and every person, eventually in the future, that person will be a pure devotee. So that means you are worshipping them, you are paying attention to them, right? So, but try to avoid these three kind of people. Mayavadi, very dangerous. Atheist, very dangerous. Number 3 is the haters, like the Ritvik. Try to avoid these kind of 3 people. Try to avoid the association. Try to avoid any kind of this thing. And when you're in social media, try to keep it positively. Keep it the place that you only want to see. You want to see Shastra, you want to see about what Maharaj class, because all the class is available in YouTube. Even in YouTube, you can put a filter. All this nonsense will never come to you. Even you can filter it in YouTube, but I don't know in Facebook or what. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so so please be careful of sadhu ninda and this hate speech and dosha kirtan. Okay, we meet again tomorrow. Have a beautiful, blissful day. Vancha kalpata rubhyascha kripa sindhubhyavacha paditanam pavinibhyo vaishnavebhayo namo nama. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Sri Harinam Cintamani ki jai. Srila Bhakti Brahad Bhagavata Swami Maharaj ki jai. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you, Prabhu. Nice to hear.
Thank you.